Hello, guys. Hello, guys. How everyone do? Happy weekend to everyone. Yeah, we're back again with another edition. But we get special guest them today. We get a few guests them today. So thank you for being an entertaining one. But okay, let me get three panelists then first on before we start quickly. But so we already watched the finals. How the finals they go? And we do not think about the finals. The Afcon is still, we got the finals today, the Afcon. What are our favorite team we want to win today? Hey, the big man is here. How are you, man?
Good, thanks. How are you? Okay?
It's good, good. Good to see you.
And you.
So
Are we live on Facebook? How are you managing
we're
this?
live on Facebook now, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And you have a lot of fans of Facebook. So I wonder why you're not on Facebook.
You know what? I've not been on any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I took all of them down about 6 months ago. I wanted a break from it, you know? Like in Turkey, it's intense with the fans. So I just wanted a little break. But maybe this year I can come back. Who knows?
Yeah, you have to come back because you have a lot of fans there. A lot of people are following you. They're saying good things about you. Even I posted up your picture yesterday. Oof, everybody going crazy.
I appreciate that. I've been seeing lots of stuff. The boys have been sending me lots of different links from like the news back home. Yeah, there's a couple of different women saying they're leaving their husbands, all this stuff. So I said, you know
but that's part of the sport, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I said it's better for me to stay off social media. When I see that kind of stuff, I said, well, you know what? I live in my own little bubble, you know, and sometimes it's nice, but sometimes it's also nice to share things with the fans. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll be back.
Yeah, because that's why it's important for you to be in our live, so at least you can make certain things clear to people. Because rumors have been going on about women, about that and that. I know how it goes. You can you can clarify that here on Facebook Live, so they know that. I mean, nothing is going on, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm here to put the story straight for sure. So, yeah, man, all good.
Very good, eh? Okay, so I'm still waiting on our panelists. We have Paul Parker, who was playing in Belgium, top goal scorer for the national team as well. And we have Desmond Payne is coming, Alibita. You know Alibita very well, anyways. So
Yes.
yeah, he's gonna be on board with us very, very soon. But I mean, I know our fans on our live already, waiting on you, so we can start. So you want to do a proper introduction of yourself?
Yeah, so
when were you born? I mean, when last you been to Freetown? When was the first time in Freetown? What your experience about Freetown and Sierra Leone and all? What have you been doing?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Stephen Caulker. I was born and raised in London. I just recently turned 30 on 29th December. My connection with Sierra Leone is through my granddad. So my granddad, I don't know exactly which region he came from. Where I understood was Manor by the Sea. I went to visit there a few years ago, and they have a lot of Caulkers there, and they believe that's where it came from. Unfortunately, he passed away 12 years ago, so I was unable to really establish which part he was from. I would love to know, but there's no going back in time. So my first visit to Freetown was just after Ebola. Maybe 2014 or 15, I'm not sure which year. One of those years, just directly after Ebola had finished, because I planned to come when Ebola first hit, and my trip was postponed. So my first trip was with ActionAid. I went to Cambia. I've got a school there, and I loved it. Honestly, the welcome I got from the children, from their parents, from the families, from everyone was incredible. And I stayed the night in the village. which was an experience for me. You know, it was like a real experience. So like growing up in London to then like being in a village in Cambia, it was like a big shock to me, like big shock. You know, one of the things as well was like just the heat, you know, like the guys there are living with like some really tough conditions, and it kind of opened my eyes to like, wow, I've been privileged my whole life, like living in Europe and been brought up in a good family home. So yeah, just that experience made me want to do more. And yeah, since then I've just been in and around supporting projects, and yeah, I fell in love with the country.
Wow, that's great, man. It's great. It's good to hear that from you. I mean, supporting, giving back home, I mean, it's phenomenal because we've been doing that. A lot of ex-footballers or footballers are still, I mean, they have foundations in Sierra Leone trying to give back. You know, we are obliged to, because coming from underprivileged, or I mean, Sierra Leone as a small country in Africa, very, very poor and all. So we don't have all those, I mean, opportunities, I mean, for people to live a standard life in Sierra Leone. So going back with all your achievements and giving back to society, I think is fantastic. Anyways, Paul Parker is here. Paul Parker meets Stephen Coker.
Hi,
You've been
Stephen.
talking
Hi,
about
good
him
to see you.
for the longest. Now he's here.
Nice to meet you,
Yes,
man.
nice to see you. Nice to see you, Stephen. Welcome, welcome. First of all, I want to say thank you on behalf of the Sierra Leonean people. I think everybody's proud of what you did. It's been an amazing journey for you yourself. But I don't know if Mohamed asked you, but I just want to go back a little bit. When did you decide really? I know you visited Sierra Leone a couple of times, but when did you really decide that I want to go back home and do something? What was the motivation behind that?
You know what? I was just saying to Mohamed, it was around 2014 when I decided to come and visit. But prior to that, I just wanted to do something in Africa. You know, I just wanted to. Like over here, we have Comic Relief. We do a lot of like big charity shows where they've also shown a struggle in Africa. It was just something that I felt I wanted to do, and what better place to do it than where my granddad was from? So I contacted a local charity with ActionAid, and what I loved about them is they said in every country they work in, they have local people working for them. So it's not someone who's like never been to Africa sitting there just signing checks. It's actually the local people they bring in to help the communities. And I was like, I like that concept. So yeah, that kind of got me started. And then when I visited, I met some amazing people there. I've still got friends there now, like who are cool friends. You know, we started off working together, but they left a lasting impression on me because they're good people, you know, and like they greet me with warmth and love. And yeah, I'm always like that. I'm always receptive to feelings, you know, like I go with what I feel. And yeah, it just felt like a good place. And also, one thing that I haven't really mentioned in interviews is like, man, Sierra Leone is beautiful. Like, 2K is unreal. I go and stay at the place there, and I love it. You know, like the local boys there. Maybe they're watching this right now. They take me fishing out on the boat. Went over to go visit Banana Island. I spent like some time with my family, took my son. I love it there, you know, like it's for me, it's as beautiful as the Caribbean. And what's nice about it is it's natural, it's untouched. So yeah, there's many reasons why, you know, I feel a love for Sierra Leone.
Yeah, actually, I followed an interview you gave in 2014 and 15. I mean, you raised £25,000 selling shirts, and Gareth Bale. I think one of the shirts was Gareth Bale's shirt that you sold, and then you top up the money to work with ActionAid in Sierra Leone. But why did you choose Gambia specifically? Was it something because your parents are from another side of the country? But why did you choose specifically Gambia?
Yeah, no, it was the ActionAid that had chosen it. So I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know any like places in Sierra Leone until I came. You know, obviously only Freetown. Yeah, and then I promised to do one in Mano by the Sea as well. So that's my next project. I hope to actually plan to do this year, at the latest by next year, where I plan to build another school there. And yeah, I'm just enjoying the process. And when I went to visit, I've got so many amazing memories from like the joy that it brought. It's quite funny as well. I took loads of like pens and pencils because over here everyone's talking, you know, no one wanted the pen. Everyone wanted the footballs. Everyone, even the girls, they wanted the footballs. Like, had a suitcase full of stuff, and yeah, the balls went like that. The pens and pencils, like, you know, which is understandable because they're kids. They want to play football. I didn't realize how big of a sport it is in Syria. You know, the boys are telling me for the home games they got 60, 70,000 people there, which is amazing. So I hope to one day play there.
Okay.
Okay. The comment section is blowing up because people are requesting, oh, Stephen should have come after the game because everybody wanted to see you to be part of the live. But it's okay, it's fine. I think we can just advise them to share the program so others will be part of it. Anyways, let's welcome Desmond Payne. Desmond Payne, and Stephen is here.
Hey, good evening, Steve.
Good evening. Nice to meet you. How are you? Okay?
Nice to meet you. Nice to hear from you, man. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you for being the rock at the African Cup of Nations. It was so amazing getting you, organizing the guys there. And, you know, we didn't go to the final, but at least you guys brought some kind of hope for us, you know?
Yeah. I appreciate that. You know, like, it was a hell of a team effort to do what we did. Unfortunately, we felt we could have done more. You know, it's always that feeling. Unless you win it, you know, you're always going to come away and think we could have done better. And it was sad to go out in the last game, but there's positives to take from it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I honestly believe everyone on that pitch, everyone in the back room, like, gave their all. You know, and and it's nice. It's nice to, like, when I came back to Turkey, for people to go, wow, Sierra Leone have a decent team. You know what I mean? Like, people appreciate us and recognized us. So yeah, it was well worth it.
Yeah, and before you went to the tournament, there was a lot of hype around your eligibility of playing for Sierra Leone. Everybody was waiting. Everybody was anxiously trying to know what's going to happen. What was in your mind by then, you yourself as a player?
Yeah, I started to worry because there was a moment where FIFA had actually rejected it. They asked for more information. So I started to worry, thinking this might not actually get done. Thankfully it did, but I had to write a couple of letters just to sort of say that I'm fully aware of what changing a nation means, and that I can't change back, and that, you know, I fully accept that. So once we'd got all that sort of stuff out of the way, FIFA issued the license pretty quickly, which made me eligible to play. So I was said it was a weird time because I'd met up with the guys in Morocco, so I kind of got one foot inside, and then I was like, but it's not official, so I was just kind of waiting for that, and thankfully it came through in time.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, Stephen, just back to your England career. You made your debut under Roy Hodgson, I think 12 years ago, just short of 12 years ago. You even scored in that game in Sweden. It was one of the most memorable games of Ibrahimovic. I still remember that goal. But you also played for Team GB at the Olympics in 2012. So you missed out on the court to go to Brazil in 2014, and you know, one interview you said you sat by the phone waiting for that call that never came from Roy Hodgson. I mean, I just want to juxtapose that with Sierra Leone really wanting you to play for a country where your grandfather came from, and a country which you previously represented, but obviously you didn't make it to a big tournament like the World Cup. How do you compare? How do you compare both? I mean, playing for Sierra Leone now and missing out on the World Cup. How's the feeling about that?
You know what? It's a good question. I speak about this quite a lot lately. It's, as a player, the best feeling, I think, like for me personally, I don't know what you guys felt like, is being wanted. You know, like being wanted. Like there's no feeling that can replace that. When you're at a club where a manager doesn't quite want you and you don't really feel part of it, it's not a nice feeling. You know, we're professional and we get on with it, but it's not a nice feeling. So my time in England was a difficult one. I wouldn't necessarily say I enjoyed it because one, it comes with a lot of pressure, like a hell of a lot of pressure, especially when you're young and you're part of it. But secondly, it was a kind of weird atmosphere. You know, when you've got such big players and such high profile players, you're not kind of together. You don't have that together feeling. So in comparison to when I came to join with the Leone Stars, there was no ego. There was just like such a warm welcome. All the boys like want to get to know me. I want to get to know them, and it was a nice feeling. It was more of like a family feeling. So I definitely say I felt more at home representing the Leone Stars. And what I loved as well was John. He pulled me aside when I first arrived, and he said, "Look, you've got bags of experience. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do or what not to do. I trust you. Come in here, be yourself, and enjoy it." And like those words, like they mean a lot, you know. So many managers and coaches are telling me, "Yeah, like I want to sign you, but I want you to play this way. I want you to play that way. You got to do this, do that." Like John just gave me that freedom to be myself, and I enjoyed that, you know. And I enjoyed taking the role of as being one of the more experienced players. I enjoyed like taking the role of like helping some of the younger ones and guiding them, and yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I think you showed that obviously at the African Cup. I mean, you took leadership in certain games. I remember the ball you played in the Ivory Coast game. I mean, you were right up there. I think you asked the coach to go up, and then you stayed there for like 3 minutes. You know, like just go as our target man and just hang in there and just hopefully, you know, the ball fell to you. But the calmness, the composure, Stephen, where did that come from? I mean, to play that ball, play the cutback.
I wasn't calm.
I've still watched that phase like 10 times, and I see you really calm. Whilst everybody was falling around you, you were just calm, playing the ball the way. It was fantastic to see. Really.
I know, it's funny because I wasn't calm at all. Like, no? I really wasn't. I wasn't. Like, I just heard my name, and I thought I just got to give it. You know, like I just played it. I trusted he was there, played the ball across, and thankfully he was there to get the goal. And that feeling was just mad. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it was an unbelievable feeling. So it's funny. Even my mum said, "Oh, you look so relaxed." I said, "Nah, definitely." Inside, I was not feeling relaxed. Like
yeah, you showed such calm composure at that moment. I mean, I've gone back and watched the footage like over 10 times. I mean, you just took your time. Play with your left foot right in the path of Alaji. Alaji was rolling around, and then he just put the ball in the back of the net. It was fantastic. But I also want to go to another memorable moment. I think you've seen that picture going around. After the game against Algeria, the 0-0 draw, obviously our goalkeeper had a fantastic game. You just turned back, everybody was running, and you went back to the guy, just you and him there, hugging him, I mean, giving him a tap on the back. It was an iconic picture that I think you saw the whole world. What were you saying to him at that time?
Yeah, I just said to him, like, it was amazing. Like, honestly, his performances were amazing. You know, like he stepped up to the occasion. And I just said to him, like, that was a big, big performance. Like, I love that because not only like, okay, people will talk about the saves and stuff like that, but for me, it was what I loved. He was commanding, you know, like he came out, commanded the box and commanded outside the box even. Do you know what I mean? And like, I love that. Like, I want that behind me. I want someone to be vocal.
Obviously, for the back four to have a goalkeeper behind you is very good.
Exactly. And he did that. Like, he really stepped up to the occasion. So, yeah, I was just giving him his plaudits, you know, like, I respected him. And he's such a nice guy as well. Like, he's honestly, like, I was so happy, like, to see him and a few of the others, like, on the world stage, you know, getting recognition on the world stage because they deserve it. And, hopefully there's going to be more to come, you know, like Musa's goal was amazing. Like people in Turkey contacted me about potential interest in him and stuff like that. And it's like, this is just the beginning, you know, like further down the line, I hope that more Sierra Leone players will be recognized on an international stage, you know, and get a chance that they deserve.
Yeah, Stephen, I mean, you must have presented yourself, I mean, in Sierra Leone with your warm welcome in Gambia and with the national team, because sometimes with the national team it's difficult, to integrate into the system just like that. But that means, your leadership, factor, how you went into the group and how you present yourself. I think, even though it's part of Sierra Leone culture, we are very warm people. We accept our borders so easily. We have Ali Bita. I know you met Ali Bita, right?
Hello, Stephen. We met at the hotel. I spoke to you. Me, you, and John Kista were talking after the Ivory Coast game.
Yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I sent you a couple of questions at the time. You said they're too much. You can't do them on text.
That's why I want to tell Stephen. I want to ask. I want Stephen to be relaxed. Yeah, to be relaxed and make yourself comfortable. We are your brothers. Yeah, we are brothers. Yeah, so we're not going to bore you with a lot of questions, anyways. So I know you'll be dodging from so many journalists that they were throwing questions at you. I mean, but we are here, I mean, just to create the atmosphere and be, that's it. Just socialize, that's it. We're here to socialize.
Hello, let me just take him back at what Paul, what you and Paul was talking about just now. The very game you played for England against Sweden, and your Three Lions teammate, you play with Zaha in that game, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and at this Cup of Nations, you are playing opposite end. My question to you, do you happen to speak to him after the game?
Yeah, I spoke to him before the game also, and he just said to me, like, it's nice to see you back playing at the top level, because obviously it's well publicized, like my career, I really took a dip. I kind of had a real struggle in my personal life, and I didn't play like for best part of 2 years really. I was in and out of football, not playing much, and I played with Zaha at Cardiff in the Premier League, so we had a good relationship from England, from Cardiff, and he come and said to me before the game that I'm so happy to see you back at the top level, and yeah, we spoke briefly, had a quick catch up. It's so strange. We both made our debut that same day, and then there we are representing our like home place, which is obviously Africa, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone, and playing against each other. So I was happy they never got a win against us. Honestly, I was happy because they had that extra like competitiveness.
And also, many people know you for your debut, that one debut, but I've been following you. I know you made over 20 to 21 caps for the youth team for England. Can you just talk us through your youth experience playing for England? Because you made all those caps, then you played only one game for the senior team. I know you played for the Olympic team, which was a combined, but I would like to just share your experience.
Ali, can you hold on to your question, please? We have some feedback. I don't know if it's from Steven. Steven, are you, one of your devices on, I think?
Yeah, really? I don't know. Let me turn it off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is fine now. Yeah, it's perfect.
Good?
Yeah, it's good now.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, if you can just talk us through your youth experience with England.
Yeah, so I started playing for the under-19s. Yeah, that was my first call up with under-19s. What was my experience like? It was good. I played in the Euros. We played against Spain. I remember Thiago, unbelievable player. Like, even at that age, I remember just watching him going, wow. Like, I think he was at Barcelona at the time, and you could just see he stood out. And then Italy, we had Verratti playing, and again, like a standout performer. And even in our team, we had Jordan Henderson and many other like big names and stuff. So my experience was good. Like, I enjoyed it. It was a good like learning curve for me. Like, coming from, I was playing first team football at the time, but it was my first sort of experience on an international level. So it was good to get that game time. And it's interesting you asked, because I was actually just looking at Mohamed's Facebook when he sent me the link for this, and I see that he was talking about a game yesterday, and it was like $4 to get in, and they were like, it was actually like youth football. And I was just watching that thinking, yeah, like we should do more in Sierra Leone, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, so like a lot of the boys I was in the camp with in Afcon, like they never had that any kind of experience, you know, even from a younger age of that kind of like level, and the big stadiums, the nice pitches, the quality of players, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had that experience from young, so I was kind of ready and prepared. But some of these guys, they don't get that experience, you know. Even like I said, like the quality of pitches and stuff like that, like it was nice, like when you're playing for England, as you know, everything's top level, you know. Even you're flying on private planes, you know what I mean? There's a lot of funding, you know, and you feel almost like you've made it already, which can be good and can be bad. Obviously, you need to control yourself, but yeah, I'll just say, like, in comparison, that was a kind of a big shock for me, like seeing that even like Sierra Leone national team, it's very different to how it is, you know, with England.
Okay. Any particular special feedback after your 3 caps for Sierra Leone? Obviously, you're one of the standout performers in the Afcon. And any feedback from clubs, family, friends?
Yeah, a lot from my friends and family. Yeah, my club, not so much. My club, they didn't want me to go because it was in the middle of the season, obviously, and yeah, they didn't support me in going, unfortunately. And even like yesterday, they put me on the bench. They said, if you go, then you will not be a part of it. When you come back, we're gonna put you out. This kind of nonsense, you know, like I don't rate that. I don't respect that. You know, if it was a Turkish national team player, for example, they would go with support, you know, people would be supporting them rather than kind of what I've dealt with here. And I know other players have had similar experiences. So that was difficult. But from friends and family, it was really nice. Everybody back home has become a Sierra Leone fan. Everybody. I mean, like people I would never expect. I was getting over 100 messages after each game, you know, of people watching the games and just like, yeah, wanted cheering us on, you know. Everyone thought that we could make it out of group. And yeah, so that was nice. That was exciting. But I think all of us know, like when I have had conversations with them, it's like, we could do better, you know, we can do better, like we can do more. And that's both sad and exciting at the same time, because okay, the sadness is that it was a chance gone, but the exciting thing for me is like there's so much more potential. There's so many things now that this is the foundation for us. Like this is the level, and now we need to build on that. And I think like the president wants to do that, so you know we're in a good position.
Let me just, I want to talk to you about a very important thing you did in Sierra Leone. I read an article where you said they quote £50,000, but I'm not sure about the figure. That's what they quote. You said the school in Cambia is one of the things you've done that is valued more than anything you got. Your generosity, your willingness to give, how building the school in Cambia come about?
Yeah, so as I was explaining earlier, it was something that I wanted to do, like after watching many of the like Comic Relief, all these kind of shows back here where they're showing Africa and a poorer side of Africa that's struggling. I've always felt I wanted to do something in Africa, and I felt what better place to start than where my granddad was from. So I got in contact with a charity. As I said, like they're local people, so that's what I liked the most. Like it was not people that, you know, that have never been to Africa, like signing checks. It's actually the local people who know what areas are affected the most and what areas need to improve. So they brought the project of Cambia. It was £76,000 to build the school at the time, and the 25,000 came from fundraising, and the other 51 I put in myself. So yeah, I hope to do more. Actually, I was saying earlier I want to do another one in Mano by the Sea. Yeah, and I just want to continue to build, you know, to help, to give. You know, I feel like a lot of it starts with education, you know, and then we can build. But as Mohamed touched on about like a lot of the guys doing various different things back home, I also want to improve like the football side of things, because I'm just gonna say it, the facilities are so bad, man. Like so bad, you know. Like that's not how can we produce players, yeah, like going forward with that kind of facilities? Like I can't see it. I can't understand it. You know, if there's no grass anywhere in Sierra Leone, like there's not one grass pitch. Even for us, we haven't got a pitch. This is a national team. Like as I mentioned before about England, you're starting from under 16 and you're flying on private planes and stuff. And I just think like, okay, I know it's expensive and I know it's an investment, but it's something I would like to do. You know, if the government are in a position not to do it right now, then it's definitely something that I would like to do over time. I can't afford to do it tomorrow, but over time, that's something I would like to do is improve our facilities, you know, so we can start producing players.
And you spoke about regrouping in the mixed zone after the defeat to Equatorial Guinea. And you are the only player stand with various media, international media, talking to them. That was one thing I admire, because it's like everybody was down. You're the only guy that stand there answering questions upon questions. And what I did a story about that, you said, we're going to come back. We're going to come stronger. We need to regroup. Now you're talking about we don't have quality pitches, which is one of the main things we've been talking about ourselves. how you think we're gonna regroup, with the passion you were giving out that day. It was like a bittersweet. You were trying to encourage us, but at the same time, you were down. So moving forward to the next qualifier, because it would be nice for Sierra Leone to continue qualifying, and it would be nice to hear from you what you would like to see change around football in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, so I actually had this conversation with Coach John and Prezzo last week, just about improving small things. They're small, but they're vital. For one, I mean, normally I wouldn't speak about it, but I see you guys talk about it anyway. It's about the money situation. It makes me crazy. Like, let's just get these things in place before we meet up. So there's no kind of confusion. We're not wasting energy fighting about silly things. Let's be united in our moving forward. So I think that's one thing. We could be better organized, in all areas, whether it be the money, whether it be the planning of our trips and stuff like that. So again, this is stuff that we're working on. I also suggested to the Prezzo about adding one coach. I know Ajit Shehu, he's got a Kosovan background. I came through with him at Tottenham. He's had lots of experience shadowing people at Liverpool, at Tottenham and stuff like that. He's now working with me in Gaziantep. He's someone who again has experience of being in Europe and being at top level and know how things are done. I spoke about something like that, assisting John in his work. There are things that I think we can improve on. And I said the pitch one on the facilities, I think it's more of a long-term thing. I don't think that could be done overnight, but that's certainly an area we can improve on, in our facilities, in our organization. But I don't want to dwell too much on the negatives of stuff, I don't want to dwell on you need to improve on this, because there are things that we are doing right, there are things that we are doing right. And I think that showed in the three performances. We wouldn't have got a draw against Algeria and Ivory Coast without doing anything right, So I think people have the right intentions and they're working hard. And, I just hope that when we next meet up, I think there's potentially a friendly in March. Maybe I don't know. There's a window there to create one. If we do that, then I hope we can meet up there and start to get together again, and start to look forward, because Afcon is around the corner. The final is being played right now, but the next one is around the corner. So I want to be there for sure. I want to be there.
Wow, Stephen, I just want you to be rest assured. That's why I asked you to be comfortable, because there's nothing you're going to say on this program that we have not said before. We have said it 10 times about facilities, about better foundation, about building the structure, the infrastructure, and all sort of stuff. Man. But firstly, I don't think, we didn't have time to talk about this program. So why the program was brought to, this platform was created is because of, Sierra Leone now, the background of Sierra Leone is not bad. So, during the Corona, so we have time, we have ample time, me, the Paul, the Ali, and Desmond. So we're just trying to bring people or fans of football. Sierra Leoneans they are football fanatics. They love football so much, but most of them in the diaspora don't have time. They don't have the information. They don't have the channel to get the right information coming from Sierra Leone on how to force things to happen, how to convince the governments, the authorities of football to improve the facilities or improve the standard of football in our country. So that's why we came with this platform, so that we can convince our patriotic Sierra Leoneans to come back home or come closer to the sport, so we can help to change the narrative, the perspective of people in general, because we have all this bad experience you're talking about. We used to go to play, I don't want to keep saying it. We used to go through the same thing. You remember I came to the dressing room or to the hall where we had the meeting. We started discussing about money. I came and said, I'm so disappointed because 25 years down the line, we should not be having this discussion 4 hours before the match. You understand? So that's why I say there's nothing here you're going to say that we have not said 10,000 times on this program. But we've left a very good impression in Cameroon with the Afcon after 25 years. It's a very good foundation, a very good level to start. But what do you think from there? I mean, where we're going to move from there? Because I know we had this discussion. I didn't want to bring it up. So what's going to be the next?
What's gonna happen? What's the next one?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know. Like, obviously, as well, we have like young players coming through. You know, so that's something as well. Like a lot of them guys now had experience at that level. You know, so I think that's important. You know, for us, like if and when we qualify for the next one, like players are coming with experience, so we know. Okay, like things like this, I would suggest we go to Cameroon, have gone a little bit earlier, you know, so we're there, we're prepared. Okay, cool, we're used to this. Like, but until you go through it, how will you know? You know, no one would have known that beforehand. You know, these types of details. Look, for me, like I love working with John. Like I think that he's honest. I think that he's humble, and I think that he's got us playing in a way that will bring us results. You know. And, you know, touching on the honesty bit, it's so important, you know, it's so important as a player to be able to trust my coach. You know what I mean? To be able to trust him. I can call him with any problems and speak with him. Like, I like that. So I think the boys believe in him. And I think that, like, if we bring this together, what we've had, and go, okay, let's correct these small things now. Let's correct them. Let's get rid of this nonsense, you know, because it is nonsense for me. It's really frustrating, to be honest with you. Let's get rid of all that, and let's move forward, because we've got the talent. For sure, we've got the talent. Like, I think we've all showcased that, you know. And also we can attract more players. That's the other thing I wanted to touch on, you know. Like, being really honest, if I reach out, I know Nathaniel Chalobah, I played with him in the England setup. So if I reach out to him and say, Nathaniel, come and play, bring Trevor, how can I do that when I know how it is, you know, when I know like the setup, the organization is so different from what they would experience in England.
Yeah.
How can I tell, like it will be such a shock, you know, it was a shock for me. And I'm in Turkey, and Turkey is not so different from Africa. I mean, it has many similarities, but it's still more organized. And that's a big thing for me. And I'm just saying that honestly, because I've said that honestly to the guys as well. I've said that to the main people in charge. Like, look, like, if you want me to come and bring other players, like, we need to improve, you know, because these guys won't stick with that, you know, even down to the detail of my kit. Only on the last day I had the kit that fits me. You know, but the rest of the time, I'm in a kit that doesn't fit me. You know, like this kind of detail, like, let's just improve it, man. Let's just, you know, it doesn't cost anything. Do you know what I mean? It's just organization, you know. And yeah, so I would like to see that improved for sure.
Yeah, Stephen, it's Paul here again. I'm really amazed that you're saying all these things for the first time, because it's your first experience. But we've played with the national team all these years, and then previous generations before us. But this has always been the problem. The kids you're talking about, these are things we spoke about. Coming to Cameroon 1 week or 2 weeks earlier to acclimatize, as you know, as a professional footballer, it was very important. These are the fine details we need to work out. Of course, the issue with money, infrastructure, okay, maybe those are the money issue could be sorted out before moving, like you said. Friendly matches, probably we could have had one friendly match before the game. So these are all things we spoke about. Now you're talking about the next Afcon. I mean, you've stated so many positive things. You want to take the positive from our performances in Cameroon. Going forward, you said you've spoken to them, to the officials in charge, and you want to really try to convince these guys to come and play, because this has always been a challenge. Those guys, they've grown up in a different environment. They're used to different things. The facilities are not the same. It begs the question, how did you get through that? And how are we going to go through this? And for you to call those guys to really get to them and say, okay, because you're now an ambassador, as you know. I mean, you're flying the flag out there. People are looking up to you. And you've said, I want to be at the next Afcon, which is, to us, I think we're going to pop a champagne today, because we know you're in for the long run, right? This is not going to scare you away. You know, you're in for the long run. So tell us a little bit, how do we get around these issues, these small issues? Because even the kids you're talking about, we spoke about it here. We knew about those problems before you guys got there. And these are all tiny things that don't really cost money. It just costs organization. It's just about organization. It's about planning. It's about preparation, like you said. How do we get around this problem? Because you're speaking to them, and you are an ambassador now, flying our flag out there.
I mean, I wish I had the answer. I don't know if there's any one answer. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it has to be like work in progress. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think just overnight everything's gonna change. I'll be a fool to believe that. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely think like, you know, I mean, for me, I just look at the president. Do you understand? So I know the president hasn't been involved in this long. Do you know what I mean? And I know when I have conversations with him that he wants to improve things. He's desperate to improve things. Do you know what I mean? He's not, when I talk to him, he's not saying, oh no, I don't agree. It's, for sure, I agree. Let's do this. Let's do that. So I believe that everyone's heart's in the right place. It's just about action. It's enough about talking. It's about action. That's why I never come on and say these things, you know, like I don't have social media. I don't, because I prefer just to like be away from this and be in private. But obviously Mohamed reached out to me and I thought, okay, let's do it. You know, let's do it. Let's speak about it. I don't want to necessarily like put all this stuff like, oh, they were making headlines and that, but this is all stuff that we've spoken about. Do you know what I mean? It's all stuff that I've had conversations with already. So yeah, I want to see action. If you ask me what I want to see action. That's the biggest thing I want to see. I want to see action. But seriously though, I don't know how you guys think about like the pitch situation, but this one does mean the most. This one
it is something we have been talking about, Stephen. Believe me, we talk about it every day on this show. We can't, even when you guys went to play, for example, you went to train at YSC, we're thinking who goes to YSC to prepare for the African Nations Cup on a six-a-side pitch, right? You're going to play Algeria, you're going to play Ivory Coast, you're going to play Equatorial Guinea. Who goes there to train? Who goes to the academy to train? I mean, we could have had 1 month, a few weeks out of the country with good facilities so you guys can really prepare for the game. And this is something we have been talking about. And it's not like government didn't fund this program. So they had government funding because they had a budget for it. So
they wanted, I think the idea behind it was that they wanted to be in Sierra Leone to feel the people, you know, and to have an understanding of what we're playing for. You know what I mean? That was a big thing. Like that was the idea of Prezzo. Like he wanted to give us that feeling of like seeing the people and seeing what it meant to them. And we definitely saw that. I mean, we felt that, and that was nice for me because I've not been back for a while. Like since Corona, I've not been Sierra Leone for a few years. So like in that sense, that was a nice idea. Do you know what I mean? So the idea was right, but like you said, I mean, we didn't have a friendly game. Like I was laughing with the boys, but it's not even funny. Like Algeria probably didn't know what to expect because they can't even find us. They can't even find videos of our game. You know,
that's what the coach said.
That's what the coach said. The coach said it. Yeah.
Did he say it?
Yeah, he said that to me.
Yeah, he said he told Mohamed he couldn't find a game, a video.
He told me that.
No, that's unbelievable. See what I mean? I was just joking with the boys about that. And it's actually happening because I said, how can they? You know what I mean? We had some game in Morocco that was obviously unofficial. They had the one in Turkey, like there was only the one game and it was arranged last minute. So our preparation headed into it, like these teams, they don't know what to expect, which kind of worked in our favor, I guess, to a certain degree. But jokes aside, like, come on, let's properly plan, you know? Like, for example, we know now there's a window in March. What are we doing about it? I don't know.
That's a good question. That is a very good question. Probably you need to be on the phone to the manager and the president and ask them, what are we going to do about it, really?
Yeah.
We've been banging on about it all the time, but we don't get answers just like you do.
But we need something because go on.
No,
I was just thinking, we head into June where I think we've got 4 qualifiers.
Yes.
In June. Yeah. So there's no point just turning up on Monday and going, oh, we've got four important games starting for Wednesday, for example. Like, how can you bring 25 or however many people in the squad together in the space of 2 days? It makes John's job impossible. He can't possibly coach us and we can't have any identity. So let's start with March, you know, let's start with March. Let's get together. Let's have a couple of friendly games or one friendly game and spend the rest of the time training and putting our identity on it. I don't know, just things like that. But then the next question is, well, where do we meet? Because we haven't got the facilities, you understand? So that's why I say I don't think there's any one answer. I just think there's so much we need to do bit by bit, you know.
Okay, so Stephen, why we brought you on this show is because we are skeptical or we are actually scared of, I mean, what you took, I mean, from the national team. If you were going to come back, if you're well energized, or because some players come in for the first time playing for Sierra Leone, when they go, they never showed up anymore because of the experience. So I was scared about that. That's why I was asking you, I mean, what do you think? I mean, what was your experience and all? But now you've showed commitment and, I mean, determination and everything. You've showed leadership as well, because in the comment section is blowing, but Paul, we go through the comment section and all. But now you're talking about, about the the window opens in March, and we have June. We have 4 games in June for the qualifier, which is very, very important. But now that's why we didn't want to put like stuff in your mouth, because we've been talking about facilities every day, stadiums, where to practice and all. If we're thinking about going back to Sierra Leone to prepare, where are we going to prepare properly? Because you can't do it in a football academy. You can't do it at the stadium or at YSC. You can't take 25 players to YSC on a 50 by 40 field. So it's not going to work. Or you can't take players to the beach all the time. So that's something we have to think about like now and see how we're going to go about that, to see how we can move things forward. But getting that from you, that assurance from you that, I mean, you want to keep playing for Sierra Leone and you part of it, that's fine. Yeah.
I feel part of it for sure. Yeah. Like I'm invested in it now. You know what I mean? And as I said to you in private, which I'll say again here, my biggest thing coming here, my only worry, I didn't come here for the dollars. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's what you say. Yeah, you said
I didn't know. I didn't know we even got paid. You know, that wasn't part of why I came. My biggest fear is that we go on the pitch and we are embarrassed. You know, that's my biggest fear, because I don't want that. You know, I've had that in my career. You go on the pitch, you lose 5-6-0. You guys know as well. It's the worst feeling. And I'm like, this preparation can cost us, you know, it can cost us. Sometimes when you come up against bigger and better teams who are more organized and more prepared, it can cost us. And being really honest, let's look at Equatorial Guinea. Are you telling me that individually they have better players? I don't think so. No. I wouldn't say not many players that I would change for them for us. No. But what they were, and I could feel it on the pitch. I don't know what for you guys, what it was like watching, but they were so organized. Even down to the detail of the goal. What cost us in that game ultimately was a free kick. It was a free kick that they planned. Yes, they planned that. You know what I mean? And again, they planned it before.
Yeah, actually, just to interrupt you, there was a short corner. I don't know if you remember that. There was a short corner that was assigned to tell you their practice this very well.
Yeah, I remember like 5-10 minutes before it, wasn't it? And they nearly scored.
Correct.
So yes. So I know that, and that's what I mean. So that was a sign for me looking at them. That was a team that was organized, you know. They had a plan, you know, and like you could see that wasn't just like John was talking about it a lot. Going, look, this team's been together a while, and they know what they're doing. You know, he was worried about that game, and rightly so, because they were organized. And yeah, that's just one thing I think myself. Look, like moving forward, let's do that. They're a good example for us. They're a good example for us. I hate them. I hate them. I hate any team that I lose to. You know what I mean? So I hate them. I want to come up against them and beat them. You know what I mean? I want that, but I have to respect them. You know what I mean? I have to respect them and say, yeah, you know what? They prepared, and then they got through the next game as well. So yeah, I think it's a good example for us. Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't necessarily got the budget of Ivory Coast. We haven't got the budget of Algeria, but Equatorial Guinea is also a small country. So there's no reason why we can't be doing what they're doing and do it better with the players that we've got.
Stephen.
Okay, Steve, go on.
Coming back home and playing there for a while and then going back to Nations Cup, what you've done, you've now become a face not only outside Sierra Leone, but actually inside Sierra Leone as well. And a lot of the kids, a lot of people who are following the game want to really, really identify themselves with you. Going forward, apart from your charity that you're doing in Sierra Leone, what capacity do you think you want to see yourself back on the ground developing football?
Yeah, so I would love to have an academy there. You know, that would be, I think, my ultimate goal would be to do that. My friend, my ex-teammate Craig Bellamy, he had the academy. So I believe Bundu came through that academy. So that was a success. Unfortunately, he had to shut it down for financial reasons and stuff, personal reasons. He had to close it down. But for me, that's inspiration. Like, that's someone from outside Sierra Leone who came to Sierra Leone. He told me, he had a friend there. He came, he fell in love with the country and decided to do that, which was unbelievable. I want to do that. You know what I mean? I want to do that. But I know it's a lot of funding. So it's something that I would have to piece together. And also it's something that I would want to be hands-on with. You know, I wouldn't want to just put my money and say, okay, somebody run it. I would also want to be there, you know what I mean? And see the work that's being done and see the progress. Mainly because, which is sad to say, is because I don't trust the organization. I mean, and that's the truth.
And not to take your bite off you, Steve, but what you just said about you being on the ground, putting yourself there, was actually the problem. I work at the academy. I benefited from Rick Bellamy's initiative. So I know the problem. Yes, like what you said, he was not hands on the project. The people we expected who came in that had the knowledge, they were the one really playing around what the boys were to benefit from. So I know actually what has happened there, why we did get it wrong, why you had to close it. But like what you said, you being there, hands-on on the project, that's what, for me, that's what I expect. Now you're part of us, you're part of the system, you've seen the pitches we have, you've seen the struggle of organization going forward. So what you're saying is actually right. But with all the preparation that we did not get going to Afcon, what was your expectation going against Ivory Coast for the very first match? And we know in Ivory Coast and Algeria, the African champions, and what they've done against Ghana before we played them. You know, what was your take about that?
I was a bit worried, to be honest. I was a bit worried heading into the game because, I mean, I knew the quality that Algeria have. I knew the quality also that Ivory Coast had. So I was worried. I wasn't sure how we were going to perform, to be honest, because like I said, we hadn't had a friendly game to know like exactly what we're going to do. You know what I mean? So I was worried, but I was coming away from that game. I was like, wow, like our spirit's amazing. You know, like our spirit, like that's one thing I kept saying to the boys, that we have such a spirit inside our camp. I don't know whether that comes from the ancestors or what, but like that spirit is, for me, is the best spirit I've been involved in any club level or international level. And I think that showed, you know, I think that showed in the games. But I have to say, like, there were good results, yeah, there were good results. But on another day, we could have got exposed. You know, they had chances. Like I said earlier, Mohamed was incredible in goal for us. But on another day, it could have been a different story. So there was room for improvement. You know what I mean? Room for improvement.
Okay.
Stephen, let me just do a follow-up question to what my friend.
Paul, you don't want to do the questions?
Let me just do it. Then I'll go to the comments. Let's talk about the game now proper, Stephen. We got a draw against Algeria. I mean, like you said, it was not a game we were expecting to get anything from. Looking at the record of Algeria, we got a draw against Ivory Coast, and then Equatorial Guinea. I think we all knew, we who are watching them knew that this was a team that had been together for a while. I watched the game against Algeria. They scored also from a set piece, from a corner kick. So it was a warning to tell us they will be doing this against us. But from your experience playing with England, I mean, your professional career, I just want us, let's try to hone in on this technically, holistically, from a tactical and technical point. Where do you think we can improve? Because we can defend, for example, we can defend with a good structure, with a good organization, but we can also hurt the opponent. What I mean, like going forward, you know, we can have a break and probably hit them on the counter-attack. I mean, is that something you probably will have spoken to the coach about? I mean, a game plan to see if we can, because taking 2 points from 2 games was okay. But I think Equatorial Guinea game, okay, we missed the penalty, of course, but holistically, what do you think? What do you think we can improve on the technical and tactical side of the game?
Yeah, that's one thing. Like we did speak about before. Every game is about our shape and how we're gonna set up against these teams. I think that one problem definitely in defense is that we're so wide open. You know, like teams are able to come through us. We need to stay more compact. When we got these big gaps, teams are coming through us, which we can't allow. So I spoke to the left back, spoke to the right back, spoke to Cape, just about us staying more compact. We're a team that I think set up nicely for that. I think we're a team that if we get it right defensively and we're tight, compact, we have such quick players for the counter-attack. Do you know what I mean? So I think we're designed for that. We have the players for that. But then the biggest problem, I think, is I think we had the problem for the last game, is that okay, we can sit back and defend against Algeria and Ivory Coast, but how are we going to attack Equatorial Guinea? I mean, that was a different task for us. It was a different challenge. We kind of knew we needed to win. Okay, in the end, a draw would have been enough, but heading into it, we was expecting that only a win would have got us through. So how do we set up for that? It requires something different. But again, that's what I mean. Like, the longer we're together, we have an idea. If we meet up in March and we spend that time training and maybe just have the one game, we have a better idea again of what exactly we're going to do, you know. But that was just an obvious sign for me, was that we need to be more compact and we need to be better at set pieces. We need to be scoring goals from set pieces, and we certainly can't be conceding from them, you know. My team here in Turkey, we're not the best team, for sure. I'm on loan at Gaziantep. We're definitely not the best team, but from set pieces, touch wood, we didn't concede one goal from set piece in 24 games, and we're scoring from set pieces a lot. Do you mean? And that has us up the table in a decent position. So I think we have to take them more seriously, you know, especially with our height. Like, you know, we've got big guys in our team. So yeah.
I think Stephen, just to emphasize that, I think when we watched the first game against Algeria, there were moments when you went up for a free kick. I think Kai was there, Bundu was there, tall guys, you know. I think we were a threat in the air. Don't you think that was the case against Algeria? I think people have got a goal from set pieces if we did that.
We were close, weren't we? I think it was El Hadji, or was it Kai? I'm not sure. One of them that just headed wide in the Algeria game. Then we had who was it? I think Musa had a chance against Ivory Coast. Also, he headed over. So yeah, I just think that we could be converting them chances and also creating more. That's a big part of my game, you know. It's just going up there, making the ball drop, and someone scoring. You know what I mean? So when you've got like me, Bundu, Kai, John, all on the same pitch, we could have done more. I felt, you know, with our height. But again, it requires work, you know. You can't just go in there and just hope it falls, you know what I mean? Like I said, Equatorial Guinea planned what they were going to do, you know what I mean? They're the plan. So that's stuff that we can improve on.
Okay. Stephen, I would like to take some few comments, and maybe you would like to answer a few questions. Let me just go through the comments. I mean, the comments are blowing up, as you can know, as you can think. Somebody said, Stephen, go ahead.
Paul, before you go through the comment, there's a background noise coming from somewhere.
No, it's from Stephen. It's from Stephen.
From me?
Stephen enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I make they enjoy itself.
Yeah, sorry. I was fiddling with a pen, maybe that's why. I don't know.
You know, but they try.
Yes,
a lot of people are asking you to speak to you as well.
Comments, actually, Stephen. So I'll take a few because I can't go through all of it. Eddie Caulker says, Stephen is an outstanding player. I like his energy and leadership style in football. Jabati Mambu is saying, Stephen, what was your greatest memory during your days at Liverpool?
My greatest memory would be my debut. We played Arsenal. We were losing 3-2, and Klopp put me on up front for the last 5 minutes, and I went up there, and we somehow got the goal, and it was just wild to finish 3-3. That was just crazy. Like, I would never have imagined playing for Liverpool, and especially playing for Liverpool up front under Jurgen Klopp and getting the last minute equaliser. So that was definitely my best moment.
Okay. Talking about the Chalobah brothers, he said somebody's asking here, Stephen, what do we need to get the Chalobah brothers on board? What will it take to bring them on board?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I need to have a conversation with Nathaniel. I don't actually know Trevor, but I know Nathaniel, and I want to have a conversation with him. But like I said, like, we need to improve things, you know, because as Mohamed said, like, okay, imagine when they come and then they don't have the kit that fits them. We don't have a training facility. The hotel's got no Wi-Fi. Then they're not going to want to come back again. Do you know what I mean? And it's important that when they do come, that they go, oh, you know what, I like that. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that, because then that will spread like more positive vibes for other people as well. Do you know what I mean? Because there'll be other people coming out of nowhere soon that want to play for Sierra Leone. Let's make it like that. Let's make it where they're coming to us rather than I like you guys having to approach us. Let's do the other way, you know.
Okay, there's a technical question here. Another viewer is saying, Stephen, why could we not play possession football in Cameroon? Why were we defending so deep at times? He said.
Yeah, just because of the strength of the opposition, to be honest with you. Like, you know, there isn't really any other reason for it. Like, we were in a really, really tough group with really good teams. So, yeah, I think you know, especially the first two, we had to defend. But the last one, there's no excuse. The last one, like I said, the last one is against a nation similar to ours. I feel that that's a game there where we want to dominate, you know. But like I said, I'm repeating myself 100 times, but we need to work on that. Do you know what I mean? We can't just go onto the pitch and go, oh, it's all going to fall together. Like, we need to work on that. So, as I've said, words aren't enough. Let's start with action. Let's start in March. So by next Afcon, we will be better with the ball. We will have possession. Yeah.
Okay. Princess Elliot is asking, Stephen, in one word, how will you describe your experience at this Afcon with Sierra Leone? In one word.
Interesting.
Okay.
I want to say interesting.
Mustafa Kone says, Stephen is a very truthful and fair person, very humble indeed.
Appreciate that.
Anyway, so there are so many comments, Stephen. Those are just some of the comments. I won't bother you with all of them. But yeah, Stephen, there's another personal question I would like to ask you, if you don't mind. Your granddad is from Sierra Leone, obviously. I read a little bit about you. As you know, I followed you a while. Your story is one of persistence, like you said. And the history of Sierra Leone, as you know, is also one of persistence. We've had the war, we have Ebola. You know, you said in one of your interviews, I think with The Guardian, you say you are a good fit because you've also had your struggles. You said when you were a kid, football was like an escape for you. I think a lot of kids in Sierra Leone can identify with you, you understand? And then, of course, turning into the professional, you being a professional, it came with all the added pressure. And at one point, I'm going to quote, I don't know if you can remember this, in 2017 in a Guardian interview, you said, I've sat here for years hating myself. I think a lot of people have gone through struggles in their lives, Stephen. I think, you know, probably Sierra Leone has gone through its own paths, its own struggle. What can you say to young boys, especially boys at home? Issues with mental health, issues with, you know, the background, their upbringing, social issues. I mean, you've had your own fear battles, and nice to see you come out on the other end looking, you know, healthy. I mean, you found the passion again to play football, and people get a lot of inspiration from your story. What will you say to boys who aspire to be the next Stephen Caulker? What will you tell them? What will be your advice?
Yes, it's a good question, you know, because I don't think mental health is spoken much in Africa. Not from my experience anyway. I don't know, you guys may tell me different, but it's still very much seen as like a taboo. Like it's not something that's common. But I mean, actually, someone actually sent me a message after that interview saying, "Have you seen this hoax news story?" And there was a friend from Sierra Leone, because they believed that story was hoax. You know, they're like, you wouldn't have said that, and that kind of shows like, wow, like how people perceive it. You know, it's at times people see it as shameful, but I don't feel ashamed of it. You know, I just feel that everyone has their struggles in one way or another, whatever it may be, whether it be with food, whether it be with alcohol, whether it be with women, whatever it may be. You know, someone has their vices. You know, and I think if you're asking me what I would say to young people of Sierra Leone is speak about it. Don't be afraid to speak about it. Like, do not be afraid to speak about it, because you'll be surprised by people's reaction, actually. And most people, if they're really honest with themselves, will say, actually, I've also had struggles and can relate, especially those who grew up during the period of the war. I mean, that must have been an insane time to be alive, right? So many people have had them struggles. And the other thing I'd say is look for something that you find a passion in, you know, which will help give you a focus. So if it's football, try to play as much football as possible. If it's I don't know, if it's athletics, if it's painting, if it's drawing, if it's swimming, do it. You know, enjoy it, because it's all very well just talking about it, but you also need to do something to keep your mind busy and to keep yourself focused on something. So I would also say that find something that you enjoy doing and do it. You know, don't listen to other people, because everyone has an opinion on you. Everybody has an opinion. You know, for us, especially as footballers in the limelight, people have an opinion on you. But the happiest I've been is when I just listen to myself. You know, I take advice, but I'm not going to let you tell me everything I should do and should be. You know, so that's what I would advise for the young people is listen, but you don't need to do everything that you're told. You know, be yourself and find what you enjoy doing. So yeah, that would be my message.
Okay.
Paul, you finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
Stephen, I just want to take you out of Sierra Leone. You came very close to, I don't know if you spoke about it, but you came very close to play for Scotland because you have a background with Scotland. Can you just give us an idea why that don't come true?
Yeah, so my gran is from Scotland. So my gran and my granddad met in London. So my granddad had travelled over from Sierra Leone. My gran had travelled down from Scotland, and they met and had my dad, who obviously then had me. So that's kind of the background on it. Scotland asked me to play for them around the age of 18, 19, which I said no at the time. I was involved in the England setup and I wanted to stick with England. And yeah, just over the last few years, I went and played in Scotland for 6 months. And again, I felt a strong welcome there from the people. Actually, I was having a really difficult time. And when I went there, I wasn't judged by them. And that was nice. And the coach at the time was really encouraging me to play for Scotland. So we had a few conversations with the managers. Sorry?
Was that Mac?
No, it was Neil McCann. It was at the time, and he was strongly encouraging me to go and play for Scotland. So I had some conversations with Steve Clarke, but the timing wasn't right. It's an interesting one. It just wasn't meant to be, because when I said okay, I'm ready to go, they wasn't ready, and then when they said they want me, I wasn't ready. So it just kind of didn't fit. And then the opportunity of Sierra Leone came along. I wanted to play international football. That was a big thing for me. So it was just the right time with Sierra Leone. It was just, everything was just the right time. But with Scotland, it was the wrong time. So it never worked out. But I mean, it's still part of my background. So I still look out for the results and wish them well. But the one game I would love to play is against England. I would love to play for Sierra Leone against England. Yeah, we've got a lot of things to improve on before that game. But,
okay.
One for the future.
It's possible because
that's ambitious.
Carlton Cole talk a lot about you, and he talk about his disappointment not being able to play for Sierra Leone, and he wish you good luck. Have you spoke to him since after the Afcon?
So who was that? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Carlton Cole. He spoke about you a lot, and he talked about his disappointment not being able to represent Sierra Leone. He wish he could have turned table around. And after the Afcon, have you spoke to him?
I haven't spoken to him, no, because he got in contact with me by Instagram. That's how he messaged me in the summer. So obviously I've shut down Instagram, so we've not been in touch. But I should reach out to him. Actually, I will find his number and reach out to him, because he helped me come to Sierra Leone. He's the one who messaged me to begin with and said, "Look, the organisation to try to get in touch with you. Can I connect you?" So yeah, he was the first one who instigated it, actually. So I should get in contact with him and share my experience. There's a lot of people. I mean, I look at Rudiger. You know, he's now supporting Sierra Leone and showcasing that. So yeah, I think, you know, mentioning Carlton Cole, there's a few. That's what I mean. Like, let's not miss the next crop of young players who've got Sierra Leone backgrounds. Let's not miss the next crop of them. You know, Carlton Cole and Rudiger is unfortunately passed by. But there can be an opportunity for the next ones coming through.
And
so
Nigeria Caulker as well as a background from Sierra Leone. Nigeria.
Yeah. So there we are, and also Leroy Rossignol. I think I remember looking at him.
Liam Rossignol, actually.
Yeah. So I remember when I was young, we was playing against each other, either in the Championship or the Premier League. And I remember seeing on his thing, he had Serie A background.
Yes,
so again, Glenn Kamara, I played with Glenn Kamara in Scotland. Very good player. He's at Rangers now. I think he decided to play for Finland in the end. I think Finland, so yeah, that's another one. Very, very talented player. So let's not miss the next ones.
So let's get to work and fix the small things. Steven, you said, right? That's the message you send.
Yeah, for sure.
So personal question, how do you relax? How does Steven Caulker relax? After all, everything you've been through, I mean, how do you relax normally?
I like Netflix. I like to chill out and watch Netflix. So there's a couple of different series I'm watching on there.
So what are you watching currently? Which series are you watching currently? Which one are you binge? Are you binge watching it?
Yeah, Suits. Have you seen Suits?
No, not yet.
No, it's an American one, so I'm watching that at the moment. So that's the easy one to pass by because we're always traveling. Tomorrow we go to Istanbul. We end up over here the day before every game. We have to go to the hotel and sleep there. So we're not at home that much. We're often traveling from place to place. So Suits as well, and also just I like to spend time with my friends. Even whilst I'm here alone, I'll go for a walk with my headphones in and be talking to my friends back home and my family. So that's mostly what I do. I live a boring life now. My party days are over. I had an eventful life when I was younger. I was going here and everywhere, partying and doing all that. So that's kind of like behind me. I feel like an old man now. I'm 30, so it's kind of changed a little. I've settled down.
You're not an old man. It's nice to see those who are crushing for you back home. Then you're not an old man.
Steven, I have been emphasizing on all fixing the little things, the petty things. I mean, you've mentioned again, because we've been saying that over and over. But I mean, we have time anyway, as you say. We have time to fix all that. First, I enjoyed your partnership with Umar Bangura Zingele. And Kevin and Usman, you guys were well organized. I mean, the defensive line was, always balanced. You guys, as social, you providing leadership for the team, calling players to get back to their position, to reposition and reorganize. And we closed down the density, the space, the channels, and everything, right? But we didn't have the next step, or playing to our strength, maybe trying to hurt our opponent. Yes, I know we played against Ivory Coast and Algeria from the start. It's difficult to prepare those games because you don't know what to expect. They have fast players. They have collectivity. They've been together for a very long time. They have 34 wins. The games and all. So it was difficult to prepare that game. So when we say, going to that game, the first thing we do is to maintain for us not to be crushed, because you don't want to go there and concede 5 or 6 goals. So let's stay back, play a low block, and wait and see what can happen. Maybe we can go on the counter or the break. So the same thing to Ivory Coast as well, because Ivory Coast have good characteristics players in the midfield. They turn the ball around very, very, very well as well. So we going back to Nations Cup in 1996, we have the same situation. Going to the tournament with inexperienced players, nobody knew what we were doing. We don't even know what to expect and all. Yes, we played in the qualifier, because the qualifier was great. In 94 and 95, we went unbeaten. We won, I think we won all our games in the qualifiers and make it. So we are first in the group. Then we go to Nations Cup, we were to face Zambia and Algeria, the same Algeria. We lost to Algeria 2-0, and we lost to Zambia 4-0. So you see, so that's the same thing. And we won against Burkina Faso. So going back in that, during those days, it's impossible for you to qualify with 3 points. Yeah. So even we lost against Algeria, and we lost against Zambia, and then we won against Burkina Faso. We had 3 points. So just imagine, from your own choice, if we were to lose against Ivory Coast, and lose against Algeria. Maybe if it's going to be 2-1 against Algeria or 3-2 against Ivory Coast, lose. And then win against Equatorial Guinea. We should have made it to the second rounds, right?
Going through, yeah, because 3 points would have been enough, yeah. So it depends on the goal difference. But yeah, if if we'd have lost 2-1 and 3-2 and then 1-1-0, or 2-0, we'd have gone through. So that's one thing I learned from that tournament coming away was like, a draw is good, but let's win. Let's go all out to win. And I think on reflection, I would have been pushing for a win. Like there was times in Algeria I'm thinking, okay, let's keep it 0-0. Like it's a good result. But now I'm thinking, well,
but there were some moments. There were some moments in the Algeria game. Moreover, the Algeria game with Bouya, we have a few chances with Bouya as well. Alaji going closer. I think if we believed in our strengths and like what we've planned for, I think we should have hot those two things. Yeah, we should have hot them.
I think you're right. I think that was the game. Like the Ivory Coast one day, for me, they were unbelievable. They were far better than us, to be honest. I thought they were a really good side. I thought they were going to win it. I thought they were going to win the tournament, to be honest. I was shocked to see them go out. But in the Algeria one, we had our chances. I mean, they had their chances, of course. We know that. Everyone knows that. But we had ours. Do you know what I mean? There was a good 3 or 4 chances, I think, in that game where I think next time round we got to win. Do you know what I mean? We got to win.
I think, Stephen, when you go back and watch the game now, after all the euphoria, you watch the Algeria game. I have seen it a couple of times. I've also analyzed. I think it was a game we could have walked away with a point from that game if you look back at it. But I hear a lot of people, like Mohamed just said, when we won our game against Burkina Faso in '96, I think it was, with 3 points. We got 2 points out of this competition. Of course, the expectation was not so high going into this one like the first one because we qualified in top of the group. We didn't lose a game. I hear a lot of people say we overachieved. Do you subscribe to that? Did we overachieve?
If you put our preparation, our planning into it, then yeah, we overachieved. Do you know what I mean? Like I said to you, I was worried we were going to go on a pitch and lose 4 or 5-0. That's the truth. I was worried about that. So if you put that into it, yeah, but for me, fully overachieving, we would have been winning the tournament. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what we set.
So we got 2 points. We couldn't make it to the next round, but people say we'd overachieve. Maybe based on what with their preparation or something. Maybe I don't know the metrics they are using to measure our achievement. Gambia went to the first time. They went to the quarterfinals. Equatorial Guinea went to the quarterfinals. These are all small results. We were competing. Even Comoros made it to the second round. So
for me, it's not. Of course, going out is not an achievement. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not an achievement on anyone's record. Do you know what I mean? But I would say there was an achievement in the sense that we did ourselves proud. We didn't go there and embarrass ourselves or embarrass the nation. Like I come away from there a proud Sierra Leone, and I mean my head was held high. We put ourselves on the map again for the first time, like you said, in 25, 26 years. And in that sense, we achieved something. It's not always just about results. We achieved something in that sense. People now know Sierra Leone. But yeah, I think we still got a lot more to give.
I think we were brave.
I think our biggest achievement is experience.
Steve, let's go back to Morocco. I saw you playing against, I think, Morocco. The match which was not a FIFA Cup match or so, or CAF Cup match. And what was your take? That was your first match for Sierra Leone. How was it like, your body language and reception with the boys and, just getting into that kind of action for the very first time?
Yeah, it was good, to be honest with you, because that was a good Moroccan side. I think they beat Gambia 7-2 or something like that just a couple of days before. So they were a good side. So the coach had made some changes to look at different faces ahead of Afcon. So I think we did well that game, to be honest. I think we lost 2-1, but the referee gave a crazy penalty in the last minute for them to win it. It was crazy. It wasn't a penalty. Do you know what I mean? We was cheated out of that game, and I would never say that. Like, I'm not one of the people to go, oh, this, but literally we was cheated out of that game. So it was a good game to get my first feeling of playing for the Leone Stars. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And I wish I could play in the other ones. It was so hard just being sat there watching the boys play in the other 2 games. So now I'm glad I got my license. I won't have to go through that again.
Because for me, when I watch you, I've seen you play for Liverpool, and we've talked about what you can do, what you can bring to the national team before this time. When I saw you in that particular match, I said to myself every day, I will now have the commander we are looking for in the defense. How energetic you are, how organized you are, how you are pushing all the guys around just to see that something is being done well in that particular match. So finally, when we got you, for me, it's like, wow. Because when we posted that you are eligible to play for Sierra Leone, before even the FA contacting you, a lot of people said to us, oh, me and Ali and the rest, they said, oh, you guys are mad. How can he play for Sierra Leone when he has played for England? Which magic is he going to use to come and represent Sierra Leone? So, and then finally, the dice was right, and then the FA took over it, and then they got you to come in, and here you are today, sharing a wonderful and lovely story with us. But the other side you've not known about the country, let me tell you, there is a lot of joy going back home, not only with the boys, but also a lot of ladies, they just fall in love with the person you are, fall in love with the character you have in the game. So it's amazing. You're lovable by everybody.
Appreciate that. I said to Mohamed at the start, I saw some, the boys have been sending me some stories about the women leaving their husband. I said it's crazy. It's crazy. But I didn't know about them stories. I didn't know about them stories. So somebody asked me, I don't know who it was. Somebody asked me when I was in Cameroon to send a message. I think he said to his sister. I said, what do you want me to say? He said, I don't know, just say, how are you? Something like this. So I said, okay, what's the name? He said, Princess. So I said, okay, Princess, how are you? Like, how's the body? Like this. And then I said, okay, it's enough. He said, yeah, that's fine, thanks. And I went. And then after, the next day, the boys are saying, oh, you sent some message to Prince. I said, what? I didn't even know who it was, you know. I just spoke on the camera, and and they cut it. They set me up. They set me up good because
that's an entrapment. Well. That's an entrapment, Stephen. That's an entrapment.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware of exactly what I was doing. But yeah, it's all good anyway. It's nice to feel the love of people, of course.
But we had a lady in Sierra Leone.
Built a huge fan base in Sierra Leone, including women anyway. So that's the good thing, because our women always love hardworking men. So I think you're in the mold of the leadership. You're in the middle. You're one of the leaders for the team. So it's normal that they identify with you.
I appreciate it. Well, I'm going to be back. I'm going to come back. Hopefully, I'm going to be there in the summer.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about club football.
Mm-hmm.
As you signed with Fenerbahce, and before you make the move, now you are 30 years of age. You probably go about 3-5 years to still play. What's the next target for you with club football? Because when I do the story about Fenerbahce, I know Fenerbahce is one of the top clubs in Turkey. When I saw the news that you're going on loan, and I thought, okay, it's still the same level of football, but Fenerbahce was a little bit a higher standard to the club you play for now. What's your target now with football? Are you planning to go back to Fenerbahce and play, or are you looking to go somewhere else?
No, it's definitely, it's a good question, because when I signed for Fenerbahce in the summer, I didn't expect to be going on loan a few months later. You know, I had offers from Besiktas, Fenerbahce, Trabzon are now top of the league, about to win the league. By the looks of it, they're like 10 points clear. And also had conversations with Galatasaray, and I chose Fenerbahce. And it was the wrong decision. Of course, it was the wrong decision. A coach came a few days later, a new coach. He didn't want me. He wanted to bring his own players in, and I was just pushed aside, and it was a difficult time. So they offered me the opportunity to go on loan, and I wanted to play because I had in my mind at this point I'd had conversations with Caulker and Cherno, the agent, and I knew that Afcon was a possibility, so I wanted to play games, and I decided to take the loan move on the last day. But it wasn't an easy decision because it was painful, you know, because I'd worked so hard to get back to a top club, and then one coach comes in and decides he don't want you from day one, that's it. You got to deal with that, you know. But that's the other side of football that I guess people don't see too much of, you know, or know about. But, you're not always. You're kind of always moving. You know what I mean? You could be moving here one day, then there the next day, and there's nothing's concrete. So for me, going forward, I want to play at the highest level possible. So what that looks like, I don't know. Let's go back to Fenerbahce in the summer and decide from there. I'll make a decision in the summer. I don't know at the moment. I've just got a job to do with this club, and there's 4 months left, so just pushing with that.
Do you see yourself returning back to England, playing in the Championship or the Premier League?
I would love to go back. I just recently been speaking about it. I wanted to be away, so my time in Turkey has been well spent. The last 3 years rebuilding my life on and off the pitch. But now I want to go back to England. You know, I miss my son. I miss my family and friends there. So a move to England would be great, but I want the opportunity. You know, I need the right opportunity to come along. So if it presents itself, great. And then the other place I've been looking at is like Saudi, Qatar, Dubai, these kind of places. They're obviously financially good moves, and they're becoming stronger and stronger. You know, they're taking a lot of good players. So I think either staying in Turkey if I'm with Fenerbahce, or return to England or Saudi would be my preferred choice. But who knows with football? You know, like things change. So let's just wait and see what happens in the summer.
Okay, Paul. So we promise not to keep Stephen too long.
Yeah. Just one last question before Stephen will round up.
Okay, you can do some messages as well.
Yeah, talking about the future, Stephen. Are you making plans for the future? What do you want to do in the future? Are you going to stay in football? You want to be doing your coaching license or something? I think at the back of your mind you could probably be planning what you want to do in the future, right?
Yeah, definitely want to be a manager for sure. So that's my plans. I'm gonna start to do my coaching badges and look for when I retire to be a manager. That's something I'd love to do. You know, to be able to like share my experience with the players and have my own little project. I don't know what project it will be, but that's definitely something for the future.
All right, Stephen. Thanks for having. I think you answered most of the questions we were expecting now, but I'll let the other guys go. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Just go through some comments.
Stephen, do you know Leon?
I think I've read most of the comments. They're in Creole. Unless Stephen tells me he understands Creole, but they are most.
Yeah, he do understand. Yes, he do understand.
No, I don't.
Okay, Stevie, they asked you my last question for Creole. I know say that the Regrouping manager. Finally, before he left,
go on. Say.
Okay. Before you left with this net, what do you go tell the people of Sierra Leone?
What am I gonna tell them? To keep positive, keep praying for us, and like I'm praying for you guys. You know, it's always in my prayers, especially those who are struggling. So keep praying, keep positive, and let's build for the future. There's big things to come, so let's build for the future. I hope to, as I said, to build an academy. I hope to bring another school to Manawatasi. So let's continue to improve the country, and everyone can do their bit. You know, that it will come together and do their bit.
Thanks, man.
Well done, top man. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Good luck, and hope to see you in March again in Freetown. Definitely.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. And
cheers, mate. Cheers. Good luck.
Good luck with everything.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Don't forget my WhatsApp questions. Get back to me when you can.
All right, no problem. Fire them over.
He's a stubborn guy, Stephen? He's gonna bother you until you answer his questions. He's a stubborn guy.
So Stephen, try to get your Facebook so you can be following the program. Sule Kai, Trevor, Shalubat, Nathaniel was here on this program, and we had Issa Kallon, every one of them. I mean, all of them were a part of this program. But if you get back your Facebook, you got back to Facebook, and then you can be following our program.
And then we'll try to open that female fan page for you.
I look forward to it, man.
Thanks.
Okay, take care, man.
All right, then. Take care, guys.
Okay, bye.
So, guys, what do you think, Mr.
Good
Payne?
good one, Paul. It was nice.
We didn't want to push Stephen so much because he had much to say. You can clearly see again for talk.
Yeah.
No, but moment now this is what they look for. You know, they don't reach now we sport now. We'll forget people that we bold enough for say things as then they without fear or favor of anything. So that even the authorities around will understand, say, waiting we they say, not about them and not about them position. About waiting will keep hope for the younger boys and down the street. We want for be better than we all, you know. So now that make when we get people that we get voice like this, will open up and bold and you know they do one with any fear or favor. It's good for we sport. It's good for young people that make them listen to them. I just hope say going forward, other players them as well now the group will come out of their shells them, speak their mind. We go force the authority them for take and seriously look. We get a lot of Sierra Leoneans out here now, but if we not get the infrastructures and little things then together, we not going to attract them. And when you attract them, you start for begin playing good football. Then you start for begin talk of getting things right. So I think for me, now a success with waiting is say, and the good part of them as well, it engage the president and it engage the coaches them as well. So I just hope say them go listen to them and see the need because we now then say we on the opposite side. So.
Okay,
what
so now
what me take away from? Go ahead, Mimo. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so what me take away from the whole thing? Obviously, the guy don't face challenges in life. I think you don't be on the high end. You don't be. I mean, obviously, you could see his experience, but also he's grounded. I think it has to do also with his background. You know, his upbringing probably. You know, you can see he's a guy. He's grounded. He's level-headed. So what me take from I think he won't concentrate on the positives, but the negative thing he talk about that in a light-hearted manner. Which I mean, where they talk about the feel, the money, you know, you really see the laugh. You know, what in this? What make for the can't talk about money? The hour, you know, the pitches, the infrastructure. Where we can then they talk, they rant about people and they say, oh, that man, no. But what I also take from is say most of them comment and or most of the thing the way they tell the people, and then they listen and then promise for do better. So these are all small things they always talk about, like the kids, you know, they talk about that. You know, they passed the last game, now able to get kid to a fit arm. So all those things, when you look at them, he always talks, say, how we go talk to other bobo them, the Chaloba brothers we mentioned, how we go talk to them. Now probably me able to adjust because I've been to Sierra Leone and probably with my mindset, I was ready for this. You know, because I get charity in a salon, I don't do anything. I don't see salon. I don't go around the country. I don't travel. So for him, I think if you don't get the click now, he'd say, okay, now I'm 29, 30. I'm not going to probably play for England anymore. Now it's time to play for Sierra Leone. There's another motivation factor, maybe because of his papa and grandpa in background. He could say, okay, I want to go play for salon. But you can see, say, he get affinity for the country. That's one. Secondly, the thing that way if he say, we forget better at the small thing that we talk about. Preparation, talk about the preparation, the money issues, you know, better organization, better planning. He was surprised that we didn't play a friendly match because we didn't know anything what going into the first game against Algeria. These are things we have been saying on this program. You understand? So to me, also to talk about the culture shock, you know, where we go see the field, how we go bring out players them, you know, how we go produce player them, quality player them, we will not get pitches for train. That is something also you talk about. It's a long run. It will let them improve on that. Maybe not to now, but this is not something we really for think about. You know, we will do it now, but probably in the future, it's something inside they think about. You know, so yeah, it talk also about the preparations, like for the game. It's saying now we will begin prepare. You know, don't wait 4 days before we go begin get an identity for try for play the kind of football because before the tournament start proper. So like the match window where they come, there's a friendly game. Now we take the opportunity for organize a friendly game. So at least we go work on some things there. We'll be able to get an identity. You know, let's make a friendly match in March. He also talk say, yeah, he also talk say he go love forget an academy. Of course, the Craig Bellamy Academy in a salon was an inspiration to him. So when you put all this together, I don't think say it maybe they come from a different perspective, but the main issue then, the crux of the issue then, we're going to improve about the country. I don't think if I from waiting will be done the same on this platform. That's what me say.
I'm not going to be able to say much because you clearly say although two don't talk now they can repeat back. Exactly. But now follow the authorities, they no normal say we're not ever there for a different vendetta and we just want for push things, for let it happen. The little things they follow fix. I talk about little things there every time. And anybody who carry this program, they just care for talk about the little things then because the little things then they deprive me from moving forward. Just somebody just mentioned now, so say, okay, we not prepare very well going to the tournament. But imagine if we prepare very well, waiting for be happy, waiting for be achieved. Yeah, probably on the table, on the card, we know say Ivory Coast will be a difficult one and Nigeria a difficult one. So we go and get a draw and come out there, and now everybody appreciate that result there. But imagine if we prepare very, very well, like a standard preparation way, we'll be so collective, we organize, we know exactly what our next step as a team. Then if we don't prepare very well for Equatorial Guinea, because Equatorial Guinea, for me, with all due respect, I don't think they're better pass we. Even comparing our players 1v1, I don't think they're better pass we. Yes, they will get
it's not about better. They don't play semi-final, quarter-final. They don't.
No, but that is it. It's just what I'm saying. It's just about organization. It's about preparation. Preparation means organizing the team.
So and then this is the difference. The difference is how you put things in place to go. This coach will play now, instead of first experience. But he did very well with it. He did very well with it.
It's not about the coach. It's it's just like when you go Barcelona. There's a system already. There's a running system. You go and follow the system. You follow the tradition. So that's the you see, who don't get coach, they don't go Real Madrid. They don't go Real Madrid, Barcelona, and win, and they still sack them. You know, they not win fine. We win, but the team not get the fun we used to forget.
I get that, but the wider way, if you notice, he mentioned a couple of things. Even Turkey, it's not as advanced as England, but it's still standard. So he's trying, in other words, he's trying to say, if we get those things, you can imagine Steven training at Shaka Steven Stadium, running on that floor, how he's feeling. He might be smiling for the camera, but that deep down, for what he's used to, you can imagine all that kind of stuff in it. So the good side of it, he's happy, he's willing to talk to more players, even though there is a crisis, things we need to structure, put in place. But it sounds, the first time when I spoke to him, you can really see he's very passionate. He's very, very passionate about playing Afcon. And he proved himself. And the doubts, so many people get doubts. If Steven is so good, why not playing at the championship? That's why I asked him that question. Why not playing at the Premier League? If you don't play for Liverpool, you don't play for this. But sometimes when you're rebuilding your career, you go to this place. And that's why I asked him also, he was disappointed because when they signed an Fenerbahce, he was looking forward to be their main defender. And another manager came in and he was sent on loan. Again, that's why I said, what's your next stage? Are you going back to Fenerbahce or are you looking to move to England or stuff like that? But moving forward with Sierra Leone, we only problem is the same thing. We can sit here, we can talk about it repeatedly. And once we get those things right, in terms of facilities, then development will be rapid. Once we get those things right, because everybody will want to play football. Because I don't know, past couple of months back, I said, when you look the Premier League play in Kenema, it's different from the Premier League game play in approved school or I call them parade field. Because the pitch is good, players can able to pass the ball to each other, they can play what they want to play. But it's difficult to play like that now, a parade field. It's difficult to play like that in approved school. So here again, we ask the question, because this FIFA guy came for a couple of months now. And, we need SLFA to tell us, so what is happening with this project? Because for me, those projects are very important.
So hold on now. So I make a hold on that project there. In the next few minutes, we can get the spokesperson for the SLFA will be with you very, very soon. IBK, he will join you very soon. So first, can we open the phone line maybe for 5 or 6 calls reacting to Steven Caulker?
Yeah, that's
I think. Yeah. Okay, then. So we as them, we just want for pin the number where you for call for be part of the program. We just want for accept 5 or 6 calls. Yeah. What do you take? What do you
5 or 6 will be enough.
What do you pick out of Steven Caulker in presence on this platform? Okay, so always WhatsApp number. Hold on. I wait for speed. I don't even pin it. Okay. Oh God.
Don't miss the final today. I can't believe I don't watch Afcon.
No, but I'll watch them. I'll watch it later.
Penalty shootout. They're on penalty shootout.
At the best time for watch the game, safe. No pressure. Yeah, because that's the only time we can get. Okay, to review as them way they say, what will bring Stephen Caulker at this moment with the finals and all. Say I get something else for do after in the evening and all. No one will stay up too late because it's going to be around 11 o'clock in your own time. So take the finish from 11 is going to be maybe after 12, 1 o'clock. So now I make it say it go only available before or the halftime of the finals, then go come on board. So that I make people forget at this time.
Yeah, I'll take this comment because this person has somebody maybe don't come on this show. I think with Alava, they come on this show once. Alpha Jallo. This is the guy who went to inspect some of them stadium then in Liberia under the FIFA project. He say, we are not organized at all. Like you guys have always said. Remember, the stadiums are verified for FIFA in Liberia, and we were promised by SLFA that their own project will commence, but as of date, nothing has happened. So same to waiting Mr. Bita BBC just now.
Yes, so to the one day they watch, please share the program, share the show, so at least the one day they follow the game, when they finish, they will get back to and watch the whole program.
But I think Paul, like Mohamed say, we all questions them, so we see the FA rep we go can join we. Maybe get a better answer, but of course these days some pages all day we don't put the same question, we don't post the same do in visit in a salon, we don't ask them, but everybody they dodge for answer them questions. So okay. Maybe we come here, we will get.
They probably don't have an answer, maybe.
Yeah, clear answer. But if you talk say it's sad, somebody go say in which contest, but it's really sad, because that's all we need for play football, Paul. That's all we need, good pitches.
Correct.
Yeah, that's all we need, nothing else. Money issue, vest issue, we all say it, but people say, oh, we're not too negative about our country. Yeah, it doesn't attract better people.
Yeah, but the same thing, anybody can at this program will talk about that. I mean, plenty of things will happen in Cameroon. I don't want to even mention, I don't want to talk about that because I know say we'll learn from our experience, we will go up from there. But any player will bring Kallon now. Okay, next one we'll bring another player. We'll bring Mohamed Kallon, we'll bring the Sule Kaikai, we'll bring all these guys. But we know exactly what they can talk anyways. So you see that? Like before bringing people on the show, you don't know what to expect, you don't know what they can talk about. But now, all the people who bring on the show, we know exactly what they can talk about. we know. So now I cannot even bother for even ask me Stephen a lot of questions because I know what they can talk about anyways.
But Mohamed, waiting bad by everything. Yeah. Year in and year out, everybody's seen an experience.
Yeah, hello. You are react to Stephen in presence. What do you say?
Yeah, I just wish questions where Paul will go through. Anyway, let me pause this penalty because it is distraction. And what they say is we appreciate all the players with how they play, with not being for 25 years and for go back, easy because they not don't play together as a team and for go back as a team, easy. But for me, 100%, I appreciate the players. And what Stephen is, we appreciate them so much for play with we. And Stephen wants you to know that you're well appreciated by everyone, especially me. I know we talk for everybody but myself. And going forward, we just want you to be able to be leading, even if it's not playing, but like promoting football in Sierra Leone, like within Antonio Rodriguez don't do and every other people like Mohamed Kallon and all the other players and like Paul and everybody, Dennis, and I thank you so much. Anyway, This game, it bring a lot. It wake the all of the idea that they tell you every day when they look. So they can. I'm not getting interest for watch the whole game until so they win at the final because we Salon lose, just break me. But I appreciate that we will go and find the finals. All that they say is well done to Una all. Thank you, and Lona continue for push. Low get the right thing in police salon, not only the government, but the SLFA for do the right things and for not only the players, but for the team. Because I remember we would watch them before we go to the games. Paul be they say, why we not for play all the friendlies? Some of them they affect me, but some people don't really over understand. The reason why they put friendlies, now for let it prepare una mentally, physically. You're not going to the country, you say everybody, you go prepare yourself. Therefore, go to a different place and play matches. We not sabi nobody, so you need to occupy yourself mentally and physically. But it didn't country, you say everybody, you pass they say, hey, this is calling him. No, they go out. If they put friendly matches, please, no, play all the friendlies. Do not give any excuses that we cannot play the friendlies. The friendlies is there to prepare us for go for them matches there. And me, I feel say the Algeria game, if I don't win, honestly, I watch the game, I feel say if I don't win that game. Okay, we'll go. Algeria, now the defending champion, yeah? Defending champion for California, we'll draw with them. For me, now a win to win. Then we come again, Ivory Coast, we draw with them. God kind of will favor to the last goal. For me, once you don't because that goal, you're happy, I'm facing a magic. So I accept them. Now win. Okay, we come to Equatorial Guinea. We played. And I want to let everybody know that we really played that match. But Kai Kamara, he did his best. He played, he ran every angle. He was so exhausted.
I make talk about that now. One host time, one maybe by next week. One host time.
Let Paul come.
Low can appreciate him because what you do.
They look like
yes, 100%.
Nene be talk so.
Let people bash somebody we don't try.
No, one host time. One get a separate. One get a separate.
Team manager Nene. We can't tell you team manager. Don't worry.
And we'll show Mohamed, you and Paul, and Dennis are gonna carry on business. I really want for Dede because
they get special.
We need to set example.
Yes, special show.
We need to set an example.
We talk about it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
What I want to do, the young one and back when the first time we don't come, international players. Not only Stephen, all international players that we don't come. I want to call a young bobo them because we will get boy picking away with the motivate for let them go so for go play for salon. We need for let them understand, say it's not all that bad. Even if you fail, you don't win, still salon will appreciate you. But the way they bash people, them only for bring the young one and back, let them say come.
They bring them, come.
We are you from them, yes.
No, they bring
but
them.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you know the wait for him?
Team manager, Nene be. No worry, we count them.
No worry. Thank
you very much. I can't wait for that show. That will be my 2022 best highlights.
Thank you.
When she mentioned Kai now, I got a 7-minute audio from Kai. I don't even understand where to start. If you listen to that,
hello,
the guy is saying like a
hello.
Hello.
So passionate.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, hello. Your name and who say you call from?
I name Donald Stevens.
Okay, so
the former treasurer for the FC Callon. That's as long as you go anyway.
Okay, what's that name?
Donald Stevens.
Okay, yes. I remember the name.
Former treasurer for FC Callon.
Okay.
And they call from Virginia.
Oh, okay. Long time, man. How old him?
Yeah. Well, I thank God. And I don't forget to former fastest.
Yes, I know him fastest.
Sprinting. Fund.
Okay. Yeah. So you listen to Steven. You listen to Steven, right?
I listen to Stevens, now one for Rob Motpan.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, already Stevens talk, not so strange thing in my ears, because when Stevens talk, now the same thing back at the listing at this forum.
Yeah.
You see, now this panel. So it's not strange to me. So my only advice is for the stakeholder, the way they're out here, the FA and others, we just talk to them, maybe they listen this particular program. Because if they listen this program, the people are waiting at this program, they play football, you understand? They study football, they know everything for football. If they listen the advice of waiting on the saying at this particular program, I believe say salon football it will begin take a different change. Because Stephen advised all that team where una all done the talk for so many times so some of we don't listen to. Nothing not change. Nothing not change. That's just the same thing. You see? So being a daddy normal girl for say they beg the one that don't hear that. Please that they concentrate on this particular program where we they listen.
Okay.
Because the one way they conduct this program, now people will know everything about soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They know everything about soccer. That is the honest truth. So please, one man, take advice from them. You understand? I'm not going to take all their advice, but men take the key thing them. What do they tell them for do? Please, let them work to that. Let's salute football change. That's all I'm going to say. And God bless you now all. Paul, Kallon, and all the others, we really appreciate you now. Me, like me, Donna Stevens, I really appreciate you now. Sometimes they sleep all and listen to the program. Woman, they wake me. They say, Donald, can't you get up? He said, your program is on. Yeah.
Well done, Donald. Well done.
Remember,
well done.
in a phone, you know, but when see the program, he can, and they wake me.
That's the passion, Donald. That's
yeah,
the passion.
so I love when I all man. When they make me day anytime.
Thanks, Donald. Thanks, Donald. It's amazing.
Thank you.
We love you
much.
too. We love you too, bro.
Yeah,
keep it up. We love you. Keep following us, bro.
We love you too.
Quick one is like Senegal don't win the cup.
Huh?
Like
Yeah, Senegal don't win. Sadio Mane send them to victory. Last penalty shot.
It's called last penalty.
Yeah.
He missed the first one.
Come the Afcon at Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's great. Mendy is coming with the Afcon at Chelsea. That's great.
I beg you, bro. You come out here so did you Chelsea business.
Mendy, we goalkeeper. Say they come with the Afcon at Chelsea. And then they go join the club na club.
Let's say Senegal, pass bring Chelsea business now.
God.
Money where they Liverpool, where Sa, where they Watford, where them, but where the other team. Come on out to Chelsea.
No, yeah, yeah. Well, it's good. It's good. The whole thing is good, and well, everybody don't say it's the same thing. Sometimes you feel like we're just going around the circle, but it's good to go around the circle till the circle begins to shift.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, hello, yes?
Yes, Chairman, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Paul, good evening. All good evening. This is Alpha Jalo from Liberia.
Oh, okay, yes, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Chairman, I think like everything around they see now we see they happen every day for salon football. Every day. We know the land. Like we need to start from grassroots. Like how they talk about grassroots football. I think that's our first problem who we know they concentrate on. And the issue of we FA will get FA problem. Because they are not so magic. I think the way they know. I think they don't say if we not prepare well like this get for happen. Okay, the issue of stadiums. Look petty like they are. Even national stadium we get to we calf band. Like we are them band there, but it playable because they don't make them. Even if they know the host competition, but they get stadium for letting them play and train. We no will affect their food, we will make them play well, make them get a system. If you watch we this week team, we will not get system. For example, we play against Equatorial Guinea. They mark all the space where we get the ball. We'll get the ball and foul we. Then they can mark the space. We will play nothing. Like waiting Steve talk. Now make we lost the game because we not get system. I'm your contribution now. Salon football is been frustrating.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Alpha, thank you so much. Thanks for the contribution. Is it Salon or is it Liberia now?
They Liberia. Yeah, but you know, so yeah, we still wait for IBK for join. We don't know what happens. Maybe wait for the final finish. If they watch the final, they're over then.
Ali,
Yeah.
the man one can tell you, Uncle, I do you see like go, what's wrong with you?
No, but let the man go see them, but you don't say I did serious business.
Yeah, but you excited for Siwi. One can say hello to me.
I know it.
Bita, what do you take from Stephen in appearance today? What is summary? What do you summarize?
It's been honest, though I find in his body language, he's holding himself to talk. But he's trying to talk in a positive way, though there are some major negatives. So he's just been honest, because you see all what he mentioned is clear. Some of these lads traveling in first class to go play for youth football. That's why I asked him. He got about 21 caps for England on youth football for traveling first class. So he got used to that, and he got some deep in his career, but he tried to revitalize himself back up. Now he's playing at the top level again. He's gone to Afcon, and one thing I probably don't want to talk about, because he was one of our top performers, and I know there are offers for him at the moment, but that's why I asked him, but he don't want to mention it, which I left that for now. So, but he was honest. He was just being honest, and sometimes to be honest is the best way.
Hello?
Okay. Like one thing I want to read for him. We record na Afcon, then let him make a decision. I will not probably ask him whether we overachieve, because when you look at Sierra record, when 94 we lost to Zambia. Zambia eventually were the runners-up, even though we lost to Zambia. That 94 tournament, Zambia were the runners-up. Then 96, we won our first match in Afcon, where Kallon and John Beshisi say they scored. So, and that year, I think Ivory Coast probably was the defending champion till we lost to Ivory Coast again. That the year we lost to Algeria. And this one, yes, we played our first two games. We achieved draw, and we end up losing our last game. So I would just probably one game, all this scenario, let him probably choose Salon appearance in the last 3 Nations Cup. Which one he would prefer to be our best out amongst the 3? But generally, the guy was honest, and we know we problem. It's just to fix them. And the authorities, they have no choice. They have no choice but to fix them, because it's difficult. Stephen go one playing as Salon against, like he said, probably against Equatorial Guinea, where we fans them we go shout for them and we get the win. But it's difficult when you play home games the away. Okay, we have succeeded twice now. We don't qualify for Nations Cup playing in Guinea. But everybody, I asked the question the other day, Kallon was saying it's better to play in an English-speaking country than to play in a Guinea, because Frenchman and business. With your experience, you were there. I was not there. But June they come just now. Obviously, we know that I will go for play against them. But preferably, probably Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria. But Guinea is the closest. Economically, Guinea is the best when you look at terms of finance, really. But it's going to be another tricky one, depending on the group OD. For play games them away, it can be tough. But African football now, nobody not afraid, nobody again. But generally, to go back to your question, Stephen was very, very honest and polite in answering the questions with regards to facilities-wise, with regards to setup, with regards to organization. And that's the best he can do, because he can't sit here and lie. You got to be honest. So yeah, but hopefully I think things will change for the better. Things will change for the better, because the authorities are listening.
They talk from Dubai. The idea we wanna put on a good idea, but like you say, football na the grassroots. You watch Mali where they can go right now. Mali na from the under 17 and they begin below under 17, under 20 to the national team.
when you begin from the junior side, the small side, you get results up. Now you see the Malians and the young youths they now all over the world because they begin from the under 17, under 20, under 10 national team. Through that, like I talk no more, through grassroots football they improve. Then for the stadium there. Now, like I wanna talk. But it not mean say pass the renovator with natural grass. They able use artificial turf. Cape Verde na Equatorial turf na they then play the national team game there. But it's fine. If they able maintain the practice field, they able maintain the Kintom playing field, Atuga mini field. They able play Premier League game then before they one green stadium will get the exhauster. Mali no get two stadium, Mali na one green stadium and but they get different venue. They will be saying na fine venue. They will play game, nice game. So let them try for renovate the national stadium, then keep and separate that now for national team. Then they make other venues where the Premier League will play. Like the initiative we've been doing I forget now this Godrich side, that young playing field, a fine idea. With that day we able get down the Lions get they able build if not that synthetic safe, they able get that synthetic carpet grass, then they fine. With that day we able play Premier League games, then they more better than we exhaust the one green studio we get. Now my own contribution, Andy.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Well, the youth system, Senegal don't finally paid off after 10 or 15 years investment. So now most of them, what they put together how many years ago, now they don't win the champions. Mm-hmm. So now this will talk about everyday salon. Let's focus on grassroots. Let's focus. I mean, we talk about the scholarships they raise in the salon for every year. But sometimes, you know, we talk, they say, no, football no more sport. But why you let me go talk about other sports we not involved with, what I don't know about? Why you let me go talk about athletics, you let me go talk about basketball, we don't know nothing about? I don't know them programs, I don't know them problems, I don't know nothing. So let me talk about football. Let me speak on behalf of football because in my own domain and I'm part of the system. If we give scholarship, the same scholarship we give to students them over almost 100 or more students the way they give scholarship in a salon for go study overseas. If they do the same thing to football, if now 50 boys from the age of 13 to 17, we put 50 together and send them on scholarship for 5 years. Coming back home, they're going to get something very important. They're going to get education. They're going to get theoretical ability, solve the tactical ability of football, everything. They will come back and play for various clubs, then or even play for the national team. So, I mean, look, Senegal, I don't pay off. So the long-term investments, I don't pay off. They just don't win.
Three final, well, this team, back-to-back final, and they win on this time.
Yeah, you see, don't pay off. I mean, I would talk about every day.
So even Gambia, the team we watched 2019, I think we win the under-20, under-21 tournament, Africa under-20 tournament. I think they may get 7 or 8 players then. We didn't have the first team, right? We played this Afcon. And they went as far as, quarterfinals? They went the quarterfinals, right? So, yeah. I mean, if you take 9 players or 8 players from the under-20 team we win 2 years ago or 3 years ago, 2019 or so, I mean, they made it to the senior squad and they went to, for the first time, they went to the quarterfinals. I mean, it's not a rocket science like we think, you see. You know, it's all about investment, it's all about preparation. And Stephen come on this show, he said the same, just the small things. I don't know why it's so difficult to fix those things, you know. To me, it's really about leadership. It's really about the people that were in charge. You know, are they really taking this job seriously? You know, are they ready to make a change? You know, this is the question. Because then thing they are don't live about over 30 years. People that don't come, generation that don't come before we are the same. So somebody like Stevie, we don't play at the highest level, don't play for England, play against the best players in the world. Can't talk the same thing back. So the need for no say something is not right. And these things have to be fixed. These are small things. Where there is somebody like this who don't play for England, they talk about the jazz way they wear, the jazz is not fit. And at the last game we didn't play, he gets really proper jazz for where he go represent Salon. I mean, what more can you tell this guy? You know, or convince and say, okay, you know, the sacrifice we don't make it worth it. You know, I just love the guy, you know, in passion, honestly. I just love that he, even above that, he sounded positive, but he just wants these things to be fixed. So these are not people who hate the FA because so waiting me, he discuss with them. We discuss with the coach, we discuss with the technical directors, they discuss with the FA president. So they have a very good relationship. But he's asking himself, how can I convince these boys to come and play? Maybe me able to cope with this situation. But how can I convince the other guys to come and play under these conditions? And he was not sure about that. you know, and I think that was a honest conversation we had with him, you know.
Yeah. And these are the little details you look the likes of. You look like Trevor. Trevor probably the next 2-3 years.
I just but the chocolate.
Oh, you got somebody in the line.
No, go ahead, Nomo.
Okay, you get a person like Trevor. He's determined. He's looking forward to England. You got Alex Bangura now, and they play the same team where Sakaran they play for. He also is looking forward to play for Holland. You got Bakayoko, na Bolton. They're all hopeful. Maybe 1 or 2 performance within top level. Holland go instead of the Holland connection. You get Fakati Dabo na Coventry City, which will be a very good competition for Usman Kake. These boys, you can convince them. But now they see we performance in Afcon, they all support we, they all put posts out after with games against Algeria and Ivory Coast, shows they're interested. But to convince them now, that not been. So we go for change little things to convince these guys. And like Steven said, the Carlton Cole, some other players that we don't miss. This guy now, where they just make ambassador with the Chelsea, Rudiger. We get a couple of names we don't miss out because probably at the time we're not in that position to even look at these guys. But the new generation where they come, I'm even forget for mention to check out Camille, because I know Kista know about Camille Conte. This is a young boy, he don't make his debut for Watford. He's about 19 years of age, and he play for the under-23 for Watford. Now then they can use if the senior team gets 2 COVID cases or injury cases, and then they use as feeder for the senior team. So he just tells you, say, he gets a lot for a midfielder for that age. He didn't know Watford, he play. So we get players that can come in with this squad what we get, with these 28 players. We get other couple of players that we can join this 28, say probably make a squad of 35. We can really go, we can do well in African football. But again, the things that for make we do well is how you know, it's like when you say mente, how you make these boys feel like, yes. And he played for Sierra Leone because he said Sierra Leone, he feel wanted in Sierra Leone. And he tried for play for Scotland, but you know, they were, today we want you, tomorrow we don't want you, but when he came Salon, there was no ego. Everybody was kind of okay. Everybody was welcoming. He loved it, he enjoyed it. And you can see his passion. So moving forward, the only thing we need to fix is what's happening inside Sierra Leone. How we change, you know, the mentality of football, how we try to improve we own football, make our football to a standard, a professional level. Those things are very important because it will bring a lot. I got about 5 people asking me about Mohamed Kamara. When you watch Sierra Leone training after Algeria game, I'm telling you, Paul Kallon, you will be amazed. The international media were all focused on the goalkeepers. After that boy won man of the match, all the international media that were in that training before the Ivory Coast game were focused on Mohamed. That was something that was so special for him. And he wants to continue his playing football. He wants to show more, and he wants to keep going. And he don't show himself at the international stage. So you got to maintain that standard now. You can't allow that standard to drop. And the only way you can maintain that standard is to keep playing football in a decent environment. So the task is at home, really. We can say it, you know, no disrespect to nobody. We can say it over and over, over and over. Some people might understand. Some people might look at it negative. Why we for the go play with Jazzy where the number they come out? You know, I'm glad where they take responsibility for it, but we don't want to see this kind of thing happen again. You know, we don't want to see it happen again. It's too poor. You can't get a humble name at the front and the number is coming off. It's bad for Sierra Leone, to be realistic, but I think it's a learning curve. Everybody that was in Cameroon learned a lot. So how we change things now, is yet to be seen.
I still don't understand why we always say this is a learning curve. I cannot believe you guys are saying this is a learning curve.
Because
to me, it's not a learning curve, Ali. This is nothing to do with learning. This is purely about professionalism, having people in the right place when know their job, when know what thing for do. It's as simple as that. I mean, you cannot tell me other countries and even Gambia, small Gambia organized, they might have their own problems. I agree. We don't know what's happening there. But for crying out loud, these are things you will not see it with any other team. I mean, let's be honest. You cannot see this with any other team that Afcon.
Well, give me 1 minute why I said it's
so telling me after all these years, Ali, I've said this story here. When we played with the national team, I remember in 2006, we went to play in Mali after we lost to Togo at home. Most of the players, I think Obre was injured, other players were already out of the competition. I think we needed a draw, but we were out, something like that. Mohamed not played that game there. I don't think Mohamed was around. But we had to travel to Mali on the NK at the time, but so NK.
The 5-1 game? The 5-0
yeah.
or 5-1?
5-1. We traveled and say, oh, it was this Rosino, Leroy Rosino, this one way, Liam Rosino, where Caulker play with in Papa. Leroy, we play for Salon. At some point, he can't play for Salon himself. He tried it. But he came as a coach. He bring the assistants. There's this guy want to be a youth coach, very good coach from West Brom. He bring and come.
Yes. I know the guy. Thick one too.
Tony Mortimer, I think something like that, which I don't forget his name. They were to come, then count that enthusiasm, the FA, NK convince on account. It was, same passion for Salon. He came because he gets a history with Salon in Papa National and Salon. He came, Ali. Like Stephen Caulker, he came. He made the decision to come on the NK. After that game, we traveled to Mali. They say, they travel. What they told them was, we are going to travel to Guinea. It's 6 hours by road. Then when they take flight, go Mali. Believe me, Ali, we took the bus. That's in the FA bus. That in Costa with them in by other that FIFA project, that first FIFA project. We took that bus. We traveled to, I think they were sitting in the Jeep with JJ and others. Now one Jeep with them getting. When I reached Mashakana, the Jeep broke down. No, I'm serious. They had to pull them on the rain. I remember in June, they pull them on the side and bus, go wait for them. We don't even go before. Then the mobile service no good. We just see somebody. They say, hey, we need to see coach there, we need to see coach there. Somebody say, let's stop back. We stood there for over 20 minutes before we go for turn back for go take them. They said they must carry on book down. We spent an hour for turn back, go take them. We'll go Guinea by road. They say they reach them. Tell them, say they reach them in 5 hours, 6 hours to the Guinea. We took 12 hours on the road. That was the sign. We go sleep. Not to me, not go even call on the hotel. Me not go call on guest house. And one place and go put you, the next day we had to fight our flight to Mali from Guinea, Conakry to Bamako. Long story short, it was hell. It was hell, I tell you. So when you wouldn't send for go arrange for winner hotel like Guinea. Now one day the person go. Hotel send able get for we. I think it was JJ we then send. We don't even me not call on the hotel. Now lodging place and go for we because then just they go. If I will not get side, we move from one hotel to the other. We move for place no day. Now one corner and go put national team. Come on, Ali. We've seen this before. This is not 25 years later. You want to tell me this cannot be sorted out? I disagree, Ali. I disagree. Let's set the record straight. We don't have to settle for mediocrity. Salon for the settle always for the small thing there. Go to manage. Yes, there are things you can manage. There are things you can say, no, we need to manage this. Law get it right. How much will it cost you? Nothing. It's just preparation. Simple. Prepare. We don't know say we get games to time. We prepare now. We don't begin put with modalities in place. What is wrong with that? People are paid to do their job for crying out loud. What is wrong with that? Why are they in charge of football if they cannot do it? It's like me appointing or you go put somebody as manager in a company, able to run the company. What are you doing there? They fire you. But it only happens in football. Administration, we can't get it right. Organization, we can't get it right. Come on.
Okay, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Mariatu Siddiqui. I'm calling from London, United Kingdom.
Aha, okay. Well, go ahead and make your point. You want to make contribution?
Yeah, just towards the the debate and conversation regarding the football, how Sierra Leone we stand at this moment. Yeah. So my own opinion is just that Sierra Leone are very proud of our boys because I believe, for how many decades, we will get the opportunity for even go through and then play as far as they reach. They did very, very well. And I believe there is victory ahead of us in the future. It's just as Sierra Leone, we get for land, I think is in the sense of come out of we shell, come out of the comfort zone for me able to go further in life. Like, for example, where they discuss about the boys, the facility of wanting to for go out, for go play other country, them, like friendlies and all those. It's very important because if they come out of Sierra Leone, then go play other country them and get friendly match, it'll give them the confidence to face, international teams and other, professional teams. And at the same time, when they come on at their own ground for go play on that ground, they give them the opportunity for get a level of every position yourself, move around in the pitch, because every pitch different. We all know, say every country, especially Sierra Leone, the facility, did it as much, but in good time, by God in power, no say will come through somewhere. But yeah, just to say the government needs to invest for this football, yeah, because if football they not invest, they not put money per football, it's very difficult for move forward because football they need money for making continue. Now, a lot of finance, a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and as well as the player themselves, and therefore need a lot of facility. We will extend the ability for play and understand how it works, how football actually they outside of their own country, Sierra Leone. But also like it good for the future, like we get many, many younger players. Sierra Leoneans, this time of the year, me as Sierra Leonean, I'm proud because even when they go to that country and they talk about weed and they embrace weed, we might not make it this far, but hearing the words like for say, wow, Sierra Leoneans I get very good players. Your players are very good. I didn't know you guys can play like this. Like our goalkeeper, he's just a star. He's Selwi. Most of the players are Selwi as well. So even though Sierra Leone financially, we know economically it's difficult for us, but we can get other countries that will even come forward and wanted to, we go and say, okay, more do this, more take on a player, more we put them in, more work with them. Then in the next time possible, we can go out there and show ourselves even become bigger than what they are today. But yeah, I just think it is a very good discussion today, and I will always wait for a platform I can express this. What's in my own opinion, what I feel, but I think it's very, very important because I always say that two important things in countries is entertainment, music entertainment, and football. Those are the things that bring money into a country. They bring people there, they bring tourists, it even brings a nation together.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Love the submission. Thank you very, very much. Speaks from the heart. Like a mother, we really know the problems and they want to make them solve.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. For the 14 days old they have come, I think the whole country be there together, right? I think we all agree on that.
Everybody.
We see all money dance together.
We'll talk about underrate or overrate. For me, the biggest thing that we'll achieve, one, confidence, and two, experience, and then bringing the nation together, bringing everybody together. People that jubilate and celebrate.
I subscribe to what Steven said as well, because I asked him the same question. He said to we don't restore Salon name back at the international. I mean, we go back, people recognize, say, he went and played for his country. Everybody knows Sierra Leone. And of course, the love and support we get, they get hundreds of messages. So it shows, I mean, that's a big takeaway for me. I think that's what I will live with that. I will live with that, say, people don't recognize we're a footballing nation. Because like I say, I said it the other day on the show, where you have a 50 million pound player, 40 million pound player, 30 million pound, whatever, and a boy from Gambia, a goalkeeper from Gambia win man of the match at Afcon. You cannot beat that, you know. So yeah, I'll live with that, definitely. But that doesn't bury all the problem they will get, because we need to get more Musa Tumbos and all that. We need to get more Mohamed Kallon, Kamara, Fabianski, more goalkeepers in. And we can only do that if we are organized, if we are prepared. That's it.
Well, it's valid point. Like what you were saying just now, you're quite right. It seems like we have an aging problem. We have problem that has been there for more time. Maybe the players and before more time. But the little thing that we don't need to be changed, like when you talk traveling by road. Now, if we talk about Chacha flight, that's one improvement. But it's not going to make Sierra Leone football better. If you ride the best plane, then you play on a dirty field. Yeah. So you understand? So you have to start. Home is where we have to make better. Yeah. So this is the only message. We have to try and get things then way for right. Those projects, those things where they don't come, WAC Diouf don't come from the West African guy for FIFA, don't come inspect, and from September.
Would they accept the last caller now?
So yes, September, October, November. Now, so we need to know what's happening. Now project the way for follow-up. Now project the way we for try and get sorted, because that's going to help football. That will develop so many players.
Mm-hmm. And one forgets the rep from the FA, but I mean, Tena never for come on it. We wait for him. Never come on. Gino Bio never for come on. We visit they watch the game. We all watch the. I mean, they don't watch the game. We know if you watch the game. Now after this program, I'm gonna go watch the game. Anyways, hello.
Yeah, boss.
Yes, how are you, man? Yes, what's the name?
I do find everything. We are Aga Jallo. Yeah. I did Guinea-Bissau presently, Sierra Leonean. I've been on the work with Bellamy Foundation for 5 years, 2010. 2015.
So you must have you must know of Desmond Payne.
Yeah, but I work with him. A boss, I'm really impressed with him because I still remember some of the advice they gave me when the first year I've been going to National Stadium for me for going to coaching training. Okay. It was the first person who ever welcomed me, tell me the laws. And really impressed because I've been so young, smallest among them all.
Okay.
So he advised me, impressed me really. Since then, I work with him. I'm really glad they still follow up this program. I really impressed Mr. Kallon. But one thing, we really church made the move me. Okay, move around the West African countries to see the training facility, how structured they are, how the football they grow. When they watch at the time, when they watch your brothers in a salon, the kind of passion where they get for the game, the kind of heart where they want to grow to that level, but they don't get that support. It's really painful. If they watch Salon, this national team where you go, Cameroon, I'm really impressed with the boys then. Because of all the quality, all the materials, we will take Sierra Leone to even quarterfinal, final. But one of the biggest problems we get now, this is they never allow the technical team to do work. But Sierra Leone presently, I'm not going to lie, Mr. Kallon, and to the others who listen to me, one of the serious sicknesses for the grassroots football, we're not based on now. We're not getting respect for grassroots football. The political now, one of the serious sickness. And if we can talk about Mr. Kallon, one of the person is in Salon football. A legend in the country, but what did they do? They move me. I be at the follow-up program, watch the voice then, set up a team. But with the boss they will get what they call the ministers and with the sporting there, what do they need? How many years I be there for land, with the land, where they change? I be the land with the land, where they change? This thing they pay me. I didn't want to talk this, I didn't feel them. Watch Salon Plus then. Where they get talent, they didn't get talent. They need to give the chance the one where they get hard for the game. Where they open up and embrace the young one, then push and let them go. Then they lock them out. How long will we on this? How long Salon football will grow? The little one that they grab up, they watch us, they take football and passion. But if they see this, the other one, the upside, the struggle, how they will do? Because football needs to create an environment where we make the player feel comfortable. They will experience their own talent. For or the next one, they will see, say, yes, something is going on. But the big one, they cry. Who the young one, they what will do? I don't play football as alone, but I know. I already cannot pick because of a lot of challenges. Families are playing. But now, at the time this whole reach for low grow, let they give chance. You don't know say they will walk. Let pull hand. They give chance to the one then. That's simple. I dey feel the pain. I dey not to phone, Mr. Kallon. I dey talk this out of thing where they and bug me for so long. We get a lot of ministers where they say they get football at they put salon football before. But why now? How long you don't spend? How many years you don't spend at this ministry as a sport somebody in this country? What you don't do for the salon football group? This is one of the serious questions I get for this all. But anybody who get chance for talk, they talk as if you don't do something. We go see the go. It's undone. Don't call a spade, Mr. Kallon. If you they don't give this opportunity for salon football, I bet you, like I said, we're there a different peak. Because you get heart, you get play football, you don't play football, you know what it takes. You get the heart for developing young kids. I don't go play with it. You wanted that in 2012, the National Stadium. But I'm unfortunate. That's football. But yes, still, you take to now, you can't challenge this way the face. You still a push. Why? Why did they give blind eye to the football? Now they talk say salon football, bro. How long? It really pain me. This is what we get. The only best way, they know say they need able for push the country football. Then they open space. Then they get chance to the one way they give. If not, they kill a lot of talent. Talent don't lost a lot of talent as alone because of the same greed and selfishness. Football only grow for go base. The base. Look what happened. We get the talent for playing the national team. But look at team play. Look at team play against Algeria. Oh man, clap for we. Impressed. I'm really proud of my team. Get me Salon Jazzy, they work all over. Against how do you call ourselves? Ivory Coast, who play extremely well. Why now team like Equatorial Guinea will master, play with system, open play. Salon will play lock football. I don't know side young kids on us. It's undone. And they feel they want to technically good because the grassroots will respect the grassroots team. For them tell them what you for do, what you not for do. It's undone. Wasting time. I can't say that the only thing is let get chance. That's all. Mr. Kallon, I really appreciate God bless you now for this kind of opportunity they give you for low land, low sea, low express we won't be what they go on. Let God continue for guide and protect you now. Give you the opportunity for make push along before. Okay. Once again, me Aga Shalom Baba, they give me some presently that they live my life and they push me one for getting me too. Once again, turn up plenty thanks. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aga. All the best. Keep it up there, man. Love you.
Hey, Aga no know say na the ambassador na India so.
I beg you do. It's ambassador.
Ambassador of waiting.
Ambassador of waiting. Yeah.
The Mr. Ambassador, you get role to play.
No, don't. My contract don't.
Since when? We don't know since when the contract done.
My contract don't. It's something to tell you that same contract done.
No, but when people can say we government and they invest in football, I can always ask people, they say, in what way? Say, oh, government give 5 billion, 6 billion, 7 billion. What's how they end up for go? Now the pockets of people, they already follow the team and the team as well. But we can at the ground itself, waiting they show with the investment. So this is a major problem I get with so many of them. It's not about releasing the money, but something get for shown at the ground for say, yes. Say we don't invest 4 years. This is the money we've spent in football. This is not what we don't do. Let we see on the ground. When he don't show on the ground, then he can begin reflect in the players there. But if he's not showing, few people then go get per diem money and players themselves get money and everybody scatter and go. At the end of the day, what are we showing for? Then we come again, we begin struggle, seeing a learning process. After 25 years, we qualify 6 to how many months to the competition. We not prepare nothing for, even though we know how important the competition is to us. And now we don't come back salon. We are fooling Sierra Leone and say we were there to buy experience. What experience do we buy that we've not got all these years? What experience?
We overachieve.
Yeah. What experience we've not got all these years? We don't see tournament them. We don't go to countries there. We don't see how then they set up. We don't see what happen. Then we go back here, we still learn. What are we going to learn there now? And people say, look, we're patient. Salon football, we need for patient. We're not going to do anything. No, we need things for grow. Things for grow. Things for grow. And one good thing where people not being understand when they talk about spending in grassroots football, Mohamed and Paul and the rest. The benefit of Bellamy Foundation at Salon, now a lot of people know. Mohamed, before Bellamy starts, the first thing they do, now the grassroots sector they spend, then train more than 50 to 100 youth coaches and managers across the whole Sierra Leone, both male and female. So that tells you, then be ready for build the foundation, make it be really, really strong. But the FA itself not be ever see and say, let's tap into the ideas of these guys. How can we harvest the successes and challenges they will don't get? Waiting at the roadmap we will take from them, bring and kind of the FA, let it be a blueprint for Salon football. No. Before that, people were saying, oh, the people that can open academy and not talk to yourself, they don't even care about yourself. But they don't care about you, but they don't bill them for Salon. So at the end of the day, now so if we end up, it is really, look at the Yeri and with sport minister, they say, and we get 16 professionals them, where they out of Salon since him be a minister. Is that achievement? Is that an achievement? Those professionals now Caulker and go out. Not to Salon as a government. Like what Mohamed talk. If you give, let's say you give 50 picking and scholarship for good study in Spain, everywhere, then political picking they give for good study, get and paper, all the rest. And if you give the picking away get football, then you say you don't give 200 picking away they play football to universities, then where they train football, education, and all, we can understand. But now you get opportunity for pull your own picking at Salon. Can't go to Blackpool, go put on a football development program and education. What about the other one that we left back home? Is it because they don't pay enough to ministers then? Is it because they're not connected to the ruling government? When I take somebody, when I put on a sport ambassador, why? Because he's connected to Una. Is that how it works? Look, people like Una. Now, Fadiga also we play for Senegal. Now in the cry so just no Senegal win. They are all the allergy doof. They are all dancing because of Senegal. Why? These guys invested in Senegal. They invested their time coming back, and the country take them for encourage the younger ones then. People like Kuna always should have the talk. They say we don't turn anti-government. Anti-government in what way? People cannot even measure what we are doing for we own nation because we know they talk or we not put on our body for made and see. No, it is wrong. We're not learning anymore. We need to grow better than what we get, and we get the opportunities. Paul, I can tell people the way they feel about Salon. When I can talk, people say you talk with passion. Yes, I don't travel the whole Salon. Now one place I not go burnt. Paul, if you go down to the region of West Africa, you look all the height and category of people that will get. Salon gets all. Salon gets all in sport. Salon gets all. But we're not able to tailor that for the help that we get the kind of athletes and footballers in our country because the facilities are not there. The few one that will get is centered in Freetown. So somebody from Cambia will get the same skill with Mohamed Fabiaski, with Mohamed Kallon gets. How would you attract that person? The guy from Bond will get the same talent with Mohamed gets. How would you attract that person? The guy from Kabbalah, how would you attract that guy? When everything is centered Freetown, you say, oh, they don't like what they happen here. So no, we need to begin think positively. Let's just stop coming out making political statements, say we don't give how many billion, and the billion at the end of the day, it go to the pockets of people. Let's see it on the ground.
But the whole national team, all the players that come up from the provinces, though.
That's not what I'm saying, Mohamed. That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying, Mohamed. There is more to it than that. There's more to it. There's more to it than that. You are one of the few lucky ones that we're able to make them into football today. We come back and they invest in Salon. You're not investing because you like football, because you like the country. Some of our colleagues don't all play, they all get money. Are they investing in Sierra Leone? No, but they still believe in Sierra Leone. Not everybody will invest in sports in Salon. But people like you, it pains me. Every night we should have so the romance issue with people that we not like and make there around the sport. What are we achieving for that? They will not come this night. The people you invite, they're not going for come. You say because Paul and Desmond, they are so. The one can't kill you. They're not coming. Serious.
No, but you're not going to accept invitation and not show up. Now the only thing that's disrespectful. And you know, not going to agree say yes at the camp, then you not show up. That's not fair. But anyways, we can end up now and prepare maybe for midweek with other stuff that we'll get for do, and then maybe come back on Saturday. Now Afcon undone now, so we can do an overview of the Afcon. Even though we don't seem interested anymore, nobody needs to talk about Afcon.
From what people made the comment too, they read the comment and they even when the penalty, when they go into penalty, people they talk about that. Yeah, people they talk about even people they say, "Well, we invite Steven at this hour. Who knows the Afcon final today?" Well, yeah, but at the time, it was the only day and hour we will get Steven today. So we have to
because it's over. It's nearly 1 o'clock now in Turkey. So
yeah, we got game yesterday. We got game yesterday. We know we get yesterday because we get them big game, and then free today. So. Anyway, so we can end up and then prepare back for.
I think we got a very good show and everybody was punctual. Good question. Steven
everybody was punctual.
As usual.
All on time.
As usual.
And Ali was honest. Like I always say.
No answer to his text messages and now.
No, he answered it. He said to me, you ask question then. Oh man, for type, it's hard. Why can't you just do the interview here? I said, Steven, I'm living like 25 or 30 minutes away from your hotel. I need to jump on my bike and start going now.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's willing. He's ready to talk. He's willing to help. So I think.
So I like the fact that you see. We can't. Sorry, what he say? I want to be at the next Afcon. That's what he say. I want to be at the next one. You understand? And it's sort of short time before we get there. I like that. I like the fact that he wants to be in this.
That's my reputation for him.
I believe he's in this for the long run. He wants these small things fixed. He's saying it over and over again. So, you know, if you can have 10 of these guys, the same mentality, you have the spine of a national team. But you have to fix some of them team they need because not all man will come, not all man are Steven Caulker. We go down decide say, okay, with all this problem here, I want to play for Salon still. Some go come one game and not turn up again. And that's my fear.
I'm fear that then I make an ask them.
That's my fear. That's my fear that we will convince them of what they are, then come, or them boys they are, then lads they are, gentlemen them, whatever you want to call them, then come, then commit themselves maybe one game. They are not even encouraged about waiting and see on the and say, man, you know, because not all man get the same mentality like Steven. Steven has been on the ground for a long time. He getting charity from 2013, 2014. He is in a salon. So he knows more about the country than before he even wear the jersey of the country.
Paul, some of these players are following our players on Instagram. They're following each other. So some of the pitches they're
not only following, they follow each other. They exchange messages as well.
Yes. So most of the Chalobas are following. They're following us on Instagram. So if you go post Leone Stars train at Salon, you post them picture, then they then see the kind of feel the way the team they train. Then they see them. Nobody no need for telling. Then they follow every single Salon page.
I think they talk to some of the players as well. I know that Kai has a very good relationship with the brothers and the Chaloba brothers. You know, so I mean, they must be talking. They must be asking what's going on in the camp. You know, what's happening there. And, you know, we are football wall and small wall. We're not players. We're frustrated. We can talk. We can talk to a complete player. So you never know what they're saying to each other, you know. But it is up to us to encourage them and for make them feel welcome. Let them feel at home. Let them feel comfortable. Then the message will go across to others. Hey, my man, I so can't play. You know, probably they don't have a chance for playing for Holland anymore. They don't have a chance for playing for England or whatever country they need. And then we have to capitalize on that. Nothing wrong with that. But we have to be prepared because we have to convince them for come. And when they come, we have to give them the welcome when they expect. We cannot convince them to come and then they come, they see what they're not expecting. I mean, what they were not expecting, they come, they not see nothing. It doesn't make sense because they will turn their back and never come back. And then they will give the bad vibes to any other possibility for can play. Say, not going down. So. You know, that's how we lose players. You see? And Steven be the motivator and I say, you know, what lost the generation who don't lost the Carlton Cool and all that, you know, what lost this current generation, yeah. So they better get their acts together. You know, Steven said don't join whip and the fight. That's good. I think a lot of people respect him. It's nothing bad with that. he's the man of the moment. So if he can contribute to that as well, fine. We keep going.
I think it's good now. I think people are really open up to talk. I know the difference with Stephen, he got nothing to gain, he got nothing to lose at the end of the day. But you see, players that don't go through difficult time, but then go free for come out and say, you know, so, but that's the difference. But at the end of the day, this is not, we're not looking, if we take the negative too much, we already know, say, a day, it's on black and white. The positives are there. So how we try to reduce, because we're not going to change everything overnight.
Well, Ali,
most of
this
the
idea of us always salon people say negative. I can tell there is nothing like negative in the world. There's nothing like negative.
When it comes to football.
There's nothing like negative. When things are bad, they are bad. When they are good, they are good. So let's stop for use this English word where people always they try for play around, say negative. No, what we are saying is not negative. We don't have the structures. Players play with number where they come on and invest. Players are not come properly. It is a problem. It is not because it's negative, but it is a problem. How can we fix it? Because we're not ready. We're not getting the right people in the right position. The one that we get the knowledge, look like you. The players, the way they on act at the wall, would not care about you. Would not ever call you for commending for what you do. That's what we mean. So that's not negative. It's a problem. So people not ready for solving. We're not sticking to the negative. What we're saying is the major problem. It's not being negative. I mean, it can so hurt me when anytime we talk, they say, oh, we are holding on to the negative. We're not holding on to the negative. We are holding on to issues that people are not ready to change. And people need for change them. How can you just come into football for buy motor car, build house for yourself, get big belly, travel around the world, and left the people the way they play the sport, they perish, and left the country, they perish. Sierra Leone, as young as our country is in the population, we suppose forget good players then when they play now, we leagues them, without even going abroad. Now then they go renovate the stadium, and then they want to play with home.
That was the idea. That was the idea behind the post where I do recently. You know, you don't want to go direct all the time because, like you say, it might be a positive vibes, but some people will, you know, deal with it in a negative way. The reason why you see Egypt don't play the last 5-7 Nations Cup with majority of home-based players is because they developed their league. They got the best league in Africa. Yesterday, El Ali, their club, they beat club championship. They win their first game. This is El Ali win their first game. I think Chelsea will play tomorrow. So El Ali beat, I think, one team now, Mexico or something, the club championship. So this is the reason. But if we don't change this ideology of what we have now, it will be difficult. It will be difficult. It's very, very difficult. Now League One starts. The games are going to be playing. And if somebody wants
I say FC Kallon already get a home base now, McKinney. The fans they don't begin go visit already. As the FC Kallon fans, they don't begin make them trip. They don't begin make them trip to McKinney for go begin fend the base then build them base then because I like everybody play their home game there.
I think, like you say, Kallon, we round up midweek because the league they can start. We really need to look at the structures around the league and everything. We need to get these guys to just answer a few questions for us because you're only going to know what is happening. We don't want to be based on speculation. We want to know, although the minister a couple of times don't talk, say the stadium will be going into renovation, and some people are suggesting to hold on. But we want to know what is going to really happen, where the league is going to play. Are they going to continue playing at Sheikh Hassim Stadium, or are they going to go somewhere to play? And when this whole project will come to an end.
Has the Premier League issued any statement to that effect, telling us what's going to happen? Because the league was supposed to start this month, right?
But the fixtures don't come out. The fixtures don't come out for the 11. So it means the league they start the 11. So probably get somebody from the Premier League board, get somebody from
the league they start this Friday, and the league starts.
Yeah, this Friday. So we'll prepare for the weekend. We'll prepare for midweek, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Let's see what we'll do. We'll get a lot of information and then we come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, because we start early today.
Yeah.
You say
because of
early in the morning.
I'm gonna follow the game at least. I know the second half. I'll go watch the second half safe. Okay, boys. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you. Have a lovely week ahead, everyone.
Bye, guys. Bye to the
Bye-bye.
fans. Bye bye.
All right, Naughty.